Hello and welcome to the 2021 Game of the Year. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it is.
2022 is right around the corner.
Yeah, I know, right? All these exciting games coming out.
All these games that
We
we
got-
played last year, definitely not in the last month and a half while we were about to record this. Nope.
I'm really looking forward to that Pokemon Arceus.
Oh man, I can't.
That's
wait
going to
play
be
it.
that's going to be a big release of the year 2022.
Exciting release.
I can't wait for 2 months until Horizon Forbidden West comes out.
Rainbow Six Extraction.
Oh, dude, that game is gonna probably make us quit Siege altogether.
Honestly,
I hear there's I have high hopes for this Uncharted movie.
Oh
Dude.
man, what about Sonic and Knuckles with?
Well, that isn't out yet.
Knuckles, dude.
That might
He's
actually be
Idris
okay
Elba.
though.
Yeah, that'll probably be okay. That
Yeah,
Sonic
he's
Boom
Idris
Show is
Elba.
okay. So
That's actually one of the least bullshit things that has come up in the 5 things we've mentioned today.
fuck the Sonic 2 movie, who cares? But give me that Knuckles show.
The
Oh,
first
God.
Sonic movie, I fell asleep watching it. Did
It was-
either of you see it?
Yeah, I
Tom
saw it
hated
with Brett.
I thought it was cute.
Well, I mean that's not a game that came out in 2021, but you know.
Thankfully.
I thought it was cute.
That was
I
2020, wasn't it?
I
That was
think
like
it was.
The beginning of the
It was
pandemic. That was like
2020.
yeah, that was 2020.
It was the last movie
Yeah.
we went to. It was you were moving,
Yeah, I was moving. You came down to visit, and we sold
Yeah.
shit.
and we
I,
saw.
I used the last of that credit to buy Gran Turismo 7.
Yeah, I slept through the Sonic movie.
I got $30 left. I don't know what to spend $30 on at Bull Moose, so I'll figure something out.
yeah, that was the time I accidentally didn't bump into the car where we were moving cardboard boxes that couldn't do anything to our car.
Hey, don't scuff on my ride. It's not even yours.
I just remember that I think that was either Gabe was 1 or he was and we went into that game store. So he's like, "What are you looking for?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm taking a vacation from a kid." He's like, "Oh, kids love games." I'm like, "He's 1." He's like, "Oh, want to play this one with cards?" I'm like, "No, just leave me alone. I'm just let me walk around the store in peace."
All right, so we're going to start this off with our honorable mention. I figured we'd start off with what didn't make our list, you know?
Oh, dude, I've got a good one. I've got a
So-
good honorable mention.
Honorable mention for our list is not exactly a game that didn't, or not number 6 slot, so to say, but it's one that would be invalidated due to
Yeah,
it being
no,
a...
it's too small. It's like bite sized. It's called Deepest Sword.
I don't
It's
know
like
what that is.
it's a little challenge platformer where you control a tiny knight with a tiny sword, and you have to move, you swing the sword around like getting over it with whatever
Okay,
his
yeah.
name is. Yeah, it's like that, only instead of being in a pot with a hammer, you're a tiny knight with a sword, and your goal is to slay a dragon. And when you get to the dragon with your tiny sword, she size shames you and kills you, and then you respawn with a larger sword until you eventually give the dragon an orgasm. I mean, kill it. It's super cute. I think it was like a game
Is it?
jam game. It's very short.
Yeah.
It's quite
It's free to
challenging.
play.
Yeah, it's
Is it a-
free.
Is it a
it's-
browser
it-
game?
No, it's on Steam.
No.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
super cute. There's not much there. It's very challenging, but like you can speed run it in like 3 minutes or less. So
That's adorable.
it's super cute.
Is it one of those things that's like a concept for these people and they're going to go off to make a more elaborate version, or is it like a one-shot thing?
Like I said, I think it was like a game jam game.
Yeah, but those
basically, it was
sometimes-
made
I think
I
think,
don't know.
I think
don't know if
Celeste
they
was a
have
game
any.
jam game.
It was made
I
in
don't know if they have
72
any
hours.
intention to
Yeah, that's what
move
game
on
jams
with
are.
it.
That's crazy. I don't see that they've made anything else.
Yeah, no, it's just that's my honorable mention. Just check it out.
All right. So, Brett, what is your honorable mention?
It was a game we played earlier this year. It was Flynn, Son of Crimson.
All right.
I played all the way through. It was just this adorable little platformer, play from beginning to end, like stereotypical storyline. Gotta get your family back, and you get to ride on a wolf.
Oh hell
There's
yeah!
just a lot of games that came out this year, so that one just basically missed it a little bit. Are we doing all our honorable mentions right in a row?
You
Oh,
multiple?
I have 3 actually.
Yeah, chain them off then.
There's this little game called Vampire Survivor.
Never heard of it.
It's still
Yeah.
in beta. I think it's gonna probably be on all of our lists for 2022.
Are you talking about Magic Survival on Android?
Yes, that also.
Oh, okay.
And then my last one is this little game called Loop Hero. It fell off the list. I played a ton of it when it first came out.
Oh.
But I just
Loop
fell off
Hero's
of it
on
for
my-
some reason.
I did not play
I
Loop
like
Hero.
Loop Hero. I like Loop Hero a lot.
That was like if we were doing a top 10, that would have easily been like the number 7 spot for me. But
Excuse me.
I loved it. It was a really, really fun game. It came out of nowhere. 2 developers all of a sudden supported it, and you're just like it's one of those concept-y arts games that got overlooked because there was another crappy artsy game that came out this year, and everyone's like, "Ooh, this artsy game's better." But this one I thought was like legit. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions.
I bought it the day it turned version 1.0. I installed it, and I just never got around to playing it. So it's been on my desktop for that came out early too, like what, January, February last year?
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe
Yeah.
I want to say you're probably about right.
Yeah, I'll play it this year.
I think I played it around May though, March. So you're right. Yeah, first quarter.
Okay, is that all 3?
Yep, that's all 3.
Rad. Okay, so the honorable mention category is it could be your number 6, like Brett seemed to do, but it can also be things that are disqualified, like HD remasters and DLC editions, and things that are like it's still in beta. So mine was Bowser's Fury on the
nice
Mario 3D World re-release on the Switch, because it's not really a full game, and it is on a re-release of an old game, but it was a new content added to it. And did you play that? Any of you?
I was looking forward to it, and I'm going to. It's that might have been like the number 2 on game I wish I got to last year. Because I think it's a really good co-op game. It's co-op. It's probably the best start. I think it's co-op. Maybe not.
You have a Bowser Jr. falling around, so it'd make a lot of sense if it was, but I didn't actually play co-op.
It just takes the best parts of, I think, those platformer games, and it just gave you more of it. And for you to like a Switch game, it completely 100% agree with you.
Yeah, so we'll put it as pretty much it's a sanctioned off small section of an open world map, and it's a little bunch of little islands, and each island has its own little obstacle course, and you try to what do you do? You collect something. I don't remember if it's coins or bells or whatever it is, but you get things from these little islands, and every
cat shrines.
Yeah, the shrines.
Cat shrines.
Oh yeah. There's big bells. That's right. That you have to set off, and every 5 to 8 minutes, there's a big old Bowser kaiju that pumps up, and then he runs around. Well, he doesn't run around. He very slowly, methodically runs towards you. And he shoots fireballs and shit, and it fucks with all the stuff that you're doing. It also adds new obstacles to help you solve other problems on the maps you're on. And then you have to have a big old kaiju battle with Bowser, and then he goes away for another 5-8 minutes, so you can go back to doing what you were doing. And it's short, but it's really really fun. I liked it a lot.
Yes, this is about 4 hours. It's adorable.
It's got to be on my list of regrets. Honestly, it was Cat Shine Mario there. It looks like a lot of fun. I just did not get to it.
Did you play 3D Worlds?
I did not.
Even back on the Wii U?
Yeah, those are fun.
That's a solid game. You should get to it if you've never played. That's
easy.
Really good.
It's probably one of the really good platformer if you just want a fun
platformer. I've seen footage of it, and that one's got the full co-op too, right?
Yeah, you can play 4 players.
Yeah, that's that. I like couch co-op. Nintendo's always been good about that, but fucking who's sharing a couch with anybody these days? You know,
me and my kids.
Oh yeah, it must be nice.
Couch co-op is a huge thing in our house right now, or turning on an Xbox 360 controller and playing the PS5. So my daughter thinks she's doing it.
Look at you! You're killing all those Nazis. Good job.
Let's go get those bolts.
All right, so game of the year.
Game of the year. We're here.
Top 5. What is your number 5, Ceurvels? You know, I didn't actually introduce us.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I don't think it matters, but it's three of the people who were last year. So it's me, Thomas, Brett, and
that's me.
Ceurvels.
yeah.
Um,
Hey.
the fourth guy is on sabbatical. We don't know where he is. He's turned off his cell phone. He'll catch up another time. We'll see if we can get him to postcard his top 5 in.
And Tori is
So,
probably chasing a squirrel in the yard somewhere.
Tori
so
thinks
I,
we're probably doing it tomorrow, and we'll show up in Pacific time.
so I know you said we're not counting early access games, but 2021 was a weak year in gaming for me, and two of the games I played are on this list of early access, but I think both are at a very there's a completed game there. There's just it's a very small completed game, and this one's my number 5 as well. There's a lot of room to grow. It's an interesting system, and that's Potion Craft,
I have not
which
heard of this game either.
I have.
You play a witch who you got a little storefront and a garden, and you can pick herbs in your garden. And then it's almost like a sailing game. So you throw your different ingredients into the cauldron, and each ingredient, it gives you like a map, right? And you start in the center of the map, and to get an effect, you have to guide this potion icon through the map to the different effects, and then stir the potion, and it'll add the effect. So you add one type of mushroom, and it sends your the potion like to the left in a zigzag. You drop another one in, and it sends it down in a curly Q. Okay, so you drop a mushroom in, and you stir the potion a little bit, and it moves down the line. So it's all about it's a puzzle game. It's almost like a sailing puzzle. It's a really interesting system, and they're on version 4.0 right now. But it's a very completed game. There's just no objective right now, but the systems are all there. So it's got a lot of room to grow, but it's a really interesting little crafting game, and it's I wanted something that wasn't a combat game. I was
Agreed.
really looking for something a little more laid back, and yeah, I think Potion Craft it's like I said, it's in early access now, but it's got a lot of room to really shine, I think.
That visuals will look awesome in this game.
Yeah, it's super cute. It's got this really nice hand drawn aesthetic.
Oh, fun!
With
Tiny bit.
paper pages, you can
Yep.
make notes of the way you brew different potions. So you can quick brew them, and you can collect experience on the map. It's really cool.
Made by Tiny Build, which is really cool. They have a.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep, it's a Tiny Build game.
Interesting.
There you go.
Yeah, never heard of it.
So
Made by Nice Play Games. It looks interesting.
yeah, you can brew sleep potions, fire potions, basically think of any kind of potion. And then so if you want to brew a healing frost potion for whatever reason, you have to guide the potion bottle to the healing icon, give the potion the healing attribute, and then drive it across the map to the other attribute, and then add that attribute.
I'm like, oh man, that's some sweet mortar and pistol animation.
Yeah, no, it's very pretty, and it's a very unique system. I've never seen anything like it, and yeah, it's super cool. I definitely recommend checking it out.
Radical. All right, Brett, you're number 5, and your microphone's a little close to you. If you can shed a little away from your mouth.
All right, is that a little bit better?
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. My number 5 is Forza 5.
Oh,
I played a lot of this. It would be really hard for me to say it wouldn't be on my list. I think racing games are kind of, I don't know. I think it did Forza well. I think the last game I enjoyed it. I played a lot of it, but I think this one was a lot more fun to explore. I think the story missions weren't really thrown at you as much as the other ones. I think it just kind of left you could either go play linear if you want to go do the straight missions, or if you want to just go cruise and drive all around and listen to the music stations. I think that did very well. I didn't really need a big fighting game this year really either. I kind of want to just one of those games that I can be like, oh, I've got 20 or 30 minutes that I can go cruising around the Baja Desert with a dune buggy or a like whatever. And that game allowed you to do it better than I think some of the other games. Like you could easily play Forza 4, but I think like this environment looked a lot better. Somehow they made the game look prettier than Forza 4 did somehow.
Well,
I got to admit, I played a little bit of Forza 5 at a friend's place, and it was absolutely just beautiful.
It's just fun to play.
Yeah, it's fun to just drive around in that world they've made. They've made a good world for cruising.
Exactly, it was interesting to look at, and it didn't feel like over. And I made it to end game where like the map keeps opening, and I played like probably 30 or 40 hours of it when it first came out, but I still play like 5 hours of it if I have a chance to.
Yeah,
My buddy found an exploit for that game where you could get infinite, like the loot boxes, the lotto system. You could get like infinite lotto pulls.
I did that for a few hours.
Yeah,
I didn't. I kept it pure.
I got the pure Forza experience by exploiting it.
Well, 5 takes place in Mexico. Mexico is a much more varied region than in in northern Europe. So it makes sense that it looks better. There's more things to work with. All right.
Yeah.
What was your number 5, Tom?
My number 5, a game called. Have you guys ever heard of a series called Warhammer?
Yeah,
I have heard of Warhammer.
Really? Turns out they make a video game or two.
Oh, really?
This recent one that I played was called Necromunda: Hired Gun, first-person shooter.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it's a very dirty, gritty, depressing game. I don't know if you ever.
Now is
it's 40K. So
okay, I was gonna say, is it Warhammer or is it Warhammer 40K?
It's 40K, so you get the whole
40K. You get that like,
grime, rust, steel. Everything is somehow organic in some form or another. Like elevator switches is like this guy that's bolted to the terminal instead of just being a terminal. This fucking guy with his eyes gouged out and shit. Anyway,
cool. Were there space fascists?
There's always space fascists. It's Warhammer.
Yeah. Just making sure.
Keep up.
Yeah, dude. You can't have Warhammer without space fascists.
So yeah, it's kind of like a mixture of 2016 Doom with Apex, only a lot rougher. It's definitely not the most polished game. I mean, all Warhammer games have that B tier quality to them. But for what it is, it's a really fun game. It's standard running gun slide. You can level your dudes up. A lot of stuff like that. It's been a while since I played it, so the details are kind of fuzzy. But it's your general. What is Necromunda? I think it's like big space colony spaceship thingamajigger. You're on that the majority of the game, and you run quests. I don't know any of the lore of Warhammer. I just play the video games. I play like all of the video games. I don't know anything about the game or the novels or anything. So I think this is a one known quantity in this series. But what that is, I have no idea. But the game itself is phenomenal. I highly recommend it. I mean, it's a first-person shooter with your quests and other stuff. It's open, but it's like set to levels, like set pieces, as opposed to like an open map you run around. If you know what I mean.
Kind of like Doom 2016 and 2020 did that, right?
Yeah, I didn't play Doom Eternal,
levels, but no.
But yeah, it's kind of that idea, but it has a hub where you go back to, and I think Doom Eternal has that, right? It has a hub you go to.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably more similar to that than 16, but yeah, that's kind of the idea of what it is. Well, that game is really great. I highly recommend it.
I'll check it out.
I don't think anybody played it. It was on GOG, and there's a sale on it on launch, so I picked it up.
Oh, and I was trying to see if you could pick it up on GOG.
Yeah, it's on GOG. That's where I got it. I think all the games I have on here except... No, I take that back. 2 of my 5 are from GOG. All right, so number 4, Mr. Ceurvels.
Oh, wait, are we going to mix in some, some of our other categories? Yeah, let's mix it up.
I don't know how to run a fucking show.
I want to talk about my biggest disappointment this year.
Your biggest disappointment?
Yeah, this is such a dumb grievance, but I'm pissed about Pokemon Unite. Okay, I should have known better.
The MOBA?
it was the MOBA, and I was like, oh, this will be fun. Like, this will be something I can play on my Switch. It'll be short rounds. I can play it, during downtime at work. And, I was expecting like a technical MOBA with a Pokemon flavor, and I got a stupid dumb baby game for kids, played by stupid dumb baby kids. So like it's impossible to have like a good team, and then there's the whole fucking pay to win problem. Yeah, I was really upset about it, and I have no right to be like it's a stupid dumb baby game for kids.
I
I
heard
shouldn't even be
Pokemon
mad.
MOBA, and I thought I was having a fever dream.
I thought I was having a good kind of fever dream,
Yeah.
Like I was like Pokemon MOBA, sign me up. This will be great.
I know
But
so
no.
little about this game, I don't even know what it looks like. I haven't even seen a screenshot, so I have
It's-
no idea what it's about.
Yeah, I have nothing. I know nothing about it.
You get to pick your favorite of a few choice Pokemon. They all have unique basic attacks and a couple abilities. And they evolve when they get to certain levels, which is
Do they-
that's great. We love that. You love to see your Pokemon evolve. And when you evolve, you get to change your move set up a little bit. Your moves don't just like increase in power. Like you start with like karate chop for like Machop, and then when it evolves, you get to choose like cross chop or submission, I think. So it's cool. You get to change your moves up a little bit. You don't like you can play a slow king or a slow bro like tanky or offensively, but I mean ultimately it's not very technical. It's not very deep, and there's a huge pay to win problem, which they might have worked out, but I don't think the Game
What
Freak or Nintendo cares enough.
what do you
What's
pay
the pay to
for?
win element? Yeah.
There's like currency you can get that like allow you to get these items, which you can get for free in the game, but unless they're like they go up by a bunch of, I think it's like maybe 10 or 20 levels, and when they're maxed out, they're really impactful. They usually have passive effects like increase your base damage or your move speed or something like that, right? So maxed out, they're really impactful. But the low ranks they don't really do much.
Are they single use items?
So no, they're usually passive items that like you keep on you throughout the
But
whole round.
You pay
So if
once and you get
if
them,
you
or
you like get them out of like loot boxes or something. I can't recall exactly. It's been a while since I've played it, but you unlock them and then you level them up. And if you pay money, you can like level them up faster.
oh, okay, I got you.
And so right, and there's like the way the balancing, like the matchmaking works is like you can be free to play up against the paid like a whole team of pay to win people. You know what I mean? Like there's the matchmaking is not very fair. And then also, like I said, it's a dumb baby game for kids, which again is fine. We need those, but you end up playing with a bunch of dumb kids if you.
So what you're
and
saying
MOBAs. I'm
is
saying
it-
it's a dumb baby game for kids, and I wanted something technical, and that's not it at all.
So you're saying it's a gateway drug for all these kids to move on to League of Legends.
To League of
become
Legends,
Oh,
yes.
no.
terrible
So
people.
actually, it is a menace to society.
League of
And must be
Legends
stopped.
and the Netflix, which lead. Oh no.
Yeah, no, League of Legends is a pox upon us all. But what can you do? Anyway, who's else got a stinker? What's your biggest
Brett,
disappointment this year, Brett?
What annoyed
Fucking
you?
Biomutant.
All right.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It came out the last week of my sabbatical. It was like the one game that came out this summer. I was like, oh, that's a cool concept. And I didn't get like overly excited, but I'm like, it's a cool concept. So I'm like making it, and it's like the best looking world that just feels so empty with a good crafting system. Just like the weapons don't hit right. I played like 30 hours and I liked
The
it. but I was
voice
like,
acting and the
God.
tutorials, man.
Oh, you play it too?
There's so much.
No.
I watched a playthrough of it. There was so much buffer
see.
content at the front.
Never knowing like what the fucking real enemies were that wiped out the world, so that way like wiping out the animals, so that way like they never explained anything. It was like a more confusing like Horizon Zero Dawn. It was like, oh yeah, the people are gone, but
Did
Yep.
they ever explain why
No.
they talk in gibberish and then
No.
they have voiceovers? Like they
No.
doubled the budget for voice acting for no reason.
Nothing. It was like it was such a game that had such a good concept, and they're like, and we're just gonna fucking leave it at that. It's a concept that should have just been shot and like left. I've never been like, I don't know, last year World of Warcraft bummed me out because I was like expecting to like it. This year it's just like, oh man, you guys just shit the bed on this. What could have been a good action RPG?
So let me change my number 1 game of the year real quick.
Oh, you changed it to Biomutant.
What we talking about? I don't have Biomutant on here. All right, is that your grievance?
That's my grievance.
Okay, my grievance was WarioWare.
Oh, that's a good one.
The subtitle, "Do It Together, Do It Yourself" or something. What was the game called? I don't even remember. It was so unmemorable.
It's called WarioWare. Don't tell your friends you own this game because it's not a WarioWare.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not
WarioWare.
really...
Get it together.
Yeah, they need to get it together.
Ironically.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear about this one.
Yeah, it was a Switch WarioWare game, and the problem with this game, okay, WarioWare it's pretty mindless fun. Mm-hmm. What you do is WarioWare, you start a round, you pick one of the characters, and the characters all have a little theme of what the kind of games you'll be playing. Like some of them will be, this is all you use one button. This one is all themed after old video games. This one we really like the touchscreen. And this one, what they did was they made it all kind of generic, but you play as the characters themselves. So you'll be controlling Mona, or you'll be controlling 9 volts. And each character has their own unique moveset. I can't remember who does what.
Yeah, like
I think
one will go left and one will go right. And...
Yeah, and like what's his name? 18 volt. Just he sits down and he throws a ring, and he'll go where the ring is. And I think WarioWare just does like a basic charge tackle or something. I can't remember. It's been such a long time since I played it, but it's devoid of its uniqueness. It's all like, how do I put it in words on how disappointing this game was? Yeah, it's devoid of soul. It's like they didn't want to do it, so they threw something together, but they didn't follow the formula of what makes a WarioWare. But they changed it in a way that doesn't make a lot of sense, and it's not good. So, yeah. I mean, WarioWare is one of my favorite game series of all time. So I was down with pretty much all of them, even the Twisted one, which was surprisingly good on the Game Boy Advance. For such a stupid concept, it was a very fun game. But this one was just so bleak. It had nothing going for it. So, yeah, like, you all the mini games are the same, but the way you would complete them, it depends on which character you're controlling at the time.
And I heard, like,
kind of dumb.
And unlike the fun aspects of WarioWare, where like at the end of it you have a bunch of cool things to unlock, I heard like once you beat the game, there's really no reason to go back to it, and there's no
I didn't finish
unlocks. Yeah, I heard there's no reason. Like if you for some reason you're just like, oh, I like this fucking game, but I heard there's like no unlockables or any of the fun shit that made WarioWare.
Yeah,
and
very disappointing.
I feel like with the Switch's like unique controllers, you could do a lot with WarioWare there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Switch is in this weird spot where it's afraid to do things that will bar it from being a portable or a screen-only game. There's only a few instances where that's a thing, so they try to stay away from that. But, I mean, they shouldn't, you know? They should embrace things like that.
And they need to. That's one of those games that you just need to go full-out silly concepts.
Yeah, like 1-2 Switch... Right, 1-2 Switch, the launch title that was like basically a tech demo. You do like quirky, weird shit like that with the WarioWare game for the Switch, right? Like you really embrace the gimmick, right?
This could have been a perfect sequel to. Yeah, it could have been the perfect sequel to the Wii game.
Yeah,
there's no reason why they couldn't have made it so that way, like 2 people were playing it, and you do Mario leads into the cave. I mean, Link goes into the cave, or doing like. Just the stupid shit that people wanted. It just seemed like they're like, oh, people are sick of this stuff, and it's just like, no, that's what we fucking want with WarioWare.
then why make it? You know,
don't call it WarioWare. Call it like Wario's wacky bullshit adventure. Don't call it WarioWare. Call it like Waluigi's stupid games.
They did that on the Wii U. They called it Game and Wario.
Just and it was weird.
It was different from WarioWare games, but that game was better than this one.
It'd be like if you said, hey, this is going to be Mario Tennis, and all of a sudden it's like cricket. It's like, what? No, fuck off. We want Mario Tennis.
Oh, God. Was Mario Tennis this year, too? That's another fucking disappointment.
Yeah. No, that was a few years ago.
Mario Golf was... Golf was, that
was last year, I think.
Yeah, that was 2021, I'm pretty sure. That was another disappointing game. But anyway,
Really, I
oh my god,
skipped
that
the
was
Mario
this year.
Golf. Yeah,
Tom,
it
that
was this year.
was this year.
I know.
I didn't have anybody to play it with, so I skipped it. I didn't
That
want
was
to get it and play it
June.
alone.
That feels so long ago.
That game, man. That mode. This is suddenly going to turn into a why Mario Golf sucked. But that mode where you had to run to your fucking ball was so stupid.
I heard that was the dumbest thing. Like, you know what? You know what's golf is missing? Running to your ball.
So stupid.
What the fuck?
I can forgive the dumb special moves for the balls, whatever. I mean, it's stupid. Hey, I can blow my ball up and knock your ball away. I mean, it's Mario Golf. I can live with that. What that stupid running the ball mode was. And the fucking dialogue. There was so much dialogue in this game. It's a golf game, guys. Nobody cares about the story in a Mario game, period. Not to mention a fucking golf game. God damn. All right, Ceurvels, what's your number 4?
Number 4 was a little horror game I played, The Shore.
The Shore.
The Shore, yeah, it's a first-person like adventure horror game, I guess. I didn't beat it. I got near the end, but honestly, horror games, I always wuss out. But it's like an eldritch horror. You wake up on an island and there be Cthulhu's in that, and you wander around the island trying to find whatever happened to your daughter or you, and there's just eldritch horrors about, and
creepy as fuck.
Yeah, you end up going into like the eldritch spook zone, and there's like weird dream sequences, and I think that developers do not speak English as a first language. I feel like the English was maybe secondhand, but it was pretty good. Like I said earlier, 2021 was kind of a slow year for gaming for me, or rather, like I played my number 1 game like all year, but we'll get to that when we get there. So yeah, no, it was good. I mean, it spooked me enough that I had to stop playing it, which to me is the mark of a decent spooky game.
Interesting.
It had good ambience. There's not like any combat really. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's not too serious. It's mostly just like a spooky walking simulator.
Like a very
but I liked
game.
it.
Looks pretty
yeah.
Fuck.
It gave me some really good vibes. There was some cool stuff to see. Cool creature designs. Like I was pleased by it. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm usually into the survival horror games, and I hadn't even heard of this one. So
it didn't seem very survivally. Like I wasn't like.
I like the spook games.
Yeah. No, it was pretty kind of relaxing but spooky, right? Like
seems like a good deal for $15 or $12. It seems like
it's a bargain game too.
Yeah,
I would definitely, like, if you're in the market for a cheap scare.
Fuck yeah.
I would say check out The Shore.
Did you play that game that came out not too long ago, and it was very Silent Hill like? I'm blanking on the name of it, but I got that and I thought it was very good. What the hell was the name of that game? I have to look it up now because I mentioned it. But... All right, Brett.
Stray Souls? Was it Stray Souls?
I think it had Souls in the name. I don't know if it was Stray Souls.
It says it's called the one I'm saying. It says Stray Souls, Resident Evil, and Silent Hill inspired game, Unreal 5 engine.
That sounds like it. Then yes.
My number 4 game was this game called Halo. I really enjoyed. I played only like 2 or 3 hours of the campaign, but that fucking multiplayer got me hook, line, and sinker. I fell off the collection so much. I was like, oh, I must be too old for Halo games, and this game just like got me back into it. I really enjoyed the combat of it again. It felt like I was home playing again. So Halo, after all, like, for what it could have been, it just so fucking good. Wait a second.
Halo Infinite came out?
Yeah, finally.
What?
It did.
But that means that's the last Halo game. Like, you can't have an Infinity +1 game. You know what I mean? Like, it's gotta
you just
be
watch them.
One.
These are the people who made the Xbox One. as their third system.
The next game is just Master Chief holding up a mirror, and it's just like a never-ending like pictures of mirrors. It's just like no.
Ola.
I haven't been able to sell myself on playing Halo Infinite because I'm always worried when I play these online first-person shooters that like I'm just gonna get rocked by a 12-year-old who has nothing better to do.
Oh, it's happening, but it's good.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, should I give it a shot? It's not expensive, if I recall. It's free.
It's on Game Pass, and the multiplayer is free, so you can't really lose.
100%.
Yeah.
I hear that Battlefield blames that game for killing its Battlefield 5 release.
Yes, that's what I heard during a call.
Yeah, okay.
You have to blame somebody.
That game was called Tormented Souls, Brett. I don't know what your Stray Souls is.
Oh, it's Tormented Souls? Okay.
Tormented Souls is the name of that game, yeah. All right, I guess my number 4?
You're number 4.
So,
number 4.
You know how I always say Pokemon is a shit series?
Yeah.
Well, it's only true when Game Freak makes the game. Because this game, New Pokemon Snap, the sequel to the one of 3 good N64 games that ever came out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A new Pokemon Snap came out. And it is a wonderful game. I think I'm incredibly biased because I don't know anybody else who likes Pokemon Snap except me. But I fucking love those games.
Mm-hmm. I really like the first one. I can't believe I didn't pick this one up. I said, I just...
Yeah, that's
21. Where was I?
I played a bit of it. I just fell off of it hard, but I enjoyed the shit out of it when I did play it. That was around the time Gabe stole my Switch.
You gotta have 4 of them laying around like I do.
I might get another one.
No, don't.
I really did.
I sent you the solution.
I really did hear nothing but good things about
Pokemon
Snap.
Yeah,
this game, it is 100% a sequel to Pokemon Snap. It is that game again, but it looks a lot better. It has all those new Pokemon that I don't know who the fuck they are. And
they had like boss battles, didn't they?
Yeah. So what it is pretty much it'll be a special events. We go back to a different place you've already visited, and there'll be like a legendary Pokemon or something, and you'll be following them, and you gotta, work with the environment to get the best shots, and you gotta make sure they're doing a special thing at some point to finish it off. But yeah, there are like a boss battle kind of thing, but it's the same thing. It's a rail shooter, but you're taking pictures instead of shooting guns, it's a lot better. It's not child cockfighting like the main series is. So it's very wholesome. Although you can throw pester balls at them, which is still funny as hell. And Pokemon Snap. Take pictures of Pokemon. Have a good time. Cruise around an island.
Yeah, you can take pictures of them, making them look like they're doing cheeky things with their friends.
Yeah, there's a lot of more. I mean, it's been a long time since the N64, so there's a lot more Pokemon on screen at once. You can always make them, come out, hang out with the other Pokemon. There's a lot more on screen, a lot more happening. So it's a more vibrant game in that regard. And
they added a lot more stuff to it just because of like how far the system has come. And I didn't know half those Pokemon, but I was like, they didn't half-ass the animation. They react the way that you would think. Like, I know it's stupid to say like a Pokemon would look in the wild, but like they don't look cheesy. They made it as much as like true to the series as you could for going in that direction. I hope they make another one. They dropped a patch a few months afterwards that was completely free and added a shit ton of stuff to the game too. So they were supporting it for, their one fan being me. And I appreciate Nintendo. Thank you. I'm big old fan of Pokemon Snap, and I hope they continue that series. Fuck yeah. All right, so didn't mean to cut you off, Ceurvels. Did you have anything else to say about that?
No, I think I saw some footage of the new Pokemon Snap, and I think it looks great. I don't know why I didn't play it.
You came out
probably the Nintendo asking price.
Probably,
it's probably on sale by now.
Nintendo games never go on sale, dude.
It depends. If it's like a main line, if like your Zelda will never go on sale, your Mario Odyssey will never go on sale, but like the Mario and Olympics game will go on sale, and the Mario Tennis will go on sale. It's hit or miss with Nintendo. It's $45. Yeah, totally worth it. I bought it for $60 and I loved it. Mm-hmm. 35 on 36 on eBay. Oh, there you go. It was developed by Namco too, so
that's why it's good.
It was a great company. Okay, so Ceurvels, what was the best game you played this year that did not come out this year? Your game of yesteryear, some would say.
Well, honestly, I still played a lot of Hades this past year.
Nice.
Hades, yeah.
You mean Dynamyte's #2 game of the year last year?
I mean, it was my game of the year last year, personally.
Who are you?
You know, yeah, I'm just me. But yeah, that, and then also, I can't lie, I've put in a ton of hours on Leaf Blower Revolution, which is an idle game. It is an idle game. You blow leaves, and then it just shit gets crazy. You blow leaves in space. You unearth an Egyptian temple and blow leaves in there. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's an idle game. It's no better than Cookie Clicker. In fact, it might be worse. I'm not recommending it, but I played a ton of it.
Can you customize your
that
your
makes
blower?
me so happy. That makes me so fucking happy.
I freaking left my computer running for days at a time so I could idle collect leaves. Okay, I played a lot of Leaf Blower Revolution. It would be a disgrace not to at least shout it out.
I'm fucking crying. Oh,
hey man,
I wasn't expecting that.
Why's our power bill so high? Do you running some crypto coins? Nah, man, I'm getting my bleep blowing going.
No, I wish I was doing something as productive. I'm playing Leaf Blower. I burnt down 3 fucking square feet of
rainforest
somewhere.
Just so I could power this computer to run Leaf Blower Revolution, dude. It's so dumb. You start out with your bare hands to push leaves, and then like 20-30 hours in, you've got like multiple like miniature leaf blowers blowing around.
Dear God.
You've got like you've got a giant graphics card for your leaf blower. Like it gets really ridiculous. It's very silly. I really kind of like it.
How is every game you talk about a game I never heard of before?
Every game he talks about is games that I've looked at. I'm like, I should play this. He's like, yeah, I put like 30 hours into it this year. I'm like, fucking right.
I just be playing games, man. I just be playing games.
He plays like the good games that like Taylor sends us all the weird, stupid indie shit that's terrible.
No, he sends us like the asset flips.
Ceurvels is like, oh yeah, I found this really cool skate simulator that you just kind of go back and forth. It costs 99 cents, but dude, I got a grok in 10 hours out of it. We're like, yeah, I can fucking see that.
Yeah, no, that's I be playing weird games, but I have a good time, you know.
I love it.
Shout out Vampire Survival.
Hell yeah,
Survivors. I'm still playing. I can't stop.
You playing it right now?
Yeah, I did not stop.
I've got 28.2 hours in it, and I bought it 2 weeks ago.
I literally started playing like last night.
So good. It's so
all right, Brett. What is your game of yesteryear?
Dead Cells. I'm still playing it. That's
a good one.
I can't stop playing. They released another DLC where you can fucking throw a fish. None of the weapons are that like amazing. I still can't beat the last boss. I can't get there. I can get there, but she's fucking tough. And like all their DLCs are like $7 or $8 or $9, and it produces enough money until next year. But it's just one of those games I can be like, oh, I'm gonna go play like either 2 or 3 runs, or I can find myself just like playing it for like 6 straight fucking days. It's one or the other, but it just keeps getting better. I don't know how we're still talking about this game. I don't know.
They keep making stuff for it.
It's because it's a worker co-op, dude.
It is a work of fucking, like, people say that games, like, oh, they should have released it all at once. I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, those developers deserve every cent we're giving them. Like, it's just crazy. I'm so stoked. I hope they keep doing it. If we get one bad DLC, I'd be like, fuck it. You've given us 5 for free. 5 really good ones. Like, I don't know how they're still betting 1,000.
It's like Shovel Knight, but good.
Game.
Oh my God. It's probably... The controls are so fucking good in that game, and it makes dying, like, I think I'm 3 cells deep at this point, where like on the point of getting to the 4th cell, and I just can't stop playing it. I've been playing it since alpha. How many hours? I'm afraid to even look.
I finally caved and bought it on Android.
623 hours.
It's a good game.
It runs really well on the Shield too. If you have a NVIDIA Shield, I don't know if it's on iOS. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it definitely runs really well on the Shield.
Slay the Spire runs really well in the on Android also. That's a game I've been playing a lot just so I can sit on the couch.
Slay the Spire. That's the card game, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tapped out of that. That's just me.
Oh, it's a new alpha biome. They just added a new level to Slay the Spire as we speak.
I'm still mad about fucking Inscription. Did you play that, Ceurvels?
I did not.
Game's awful, I heard.
No, it's not awful. It's not awful. I'm not gonna say it's too awful. I'm not gonna do that, but
okay.
My God, it is a don't rate games highly based on fucking meta. Don't do it. It's an insult to the rest of video games. All right.
What game did you bounce off of this year?
Bounce off? I had this game called Psychonauts since it released on the original Xbox.
Oh, fuck
and
yeah. That was like a mission.
I played it for like 3 minutes and said, this game is ugly as fuck, and I never played it. Up until one of our residential, surprisingly missing co-hosts, Tori, was like, Psychonauts 2 is maybe the best game I've ever played. And I was like, they made a second one? I didn't play the first one. And he said, they're both really good. So I went back and I played the first Psychonauts. And that game is really good. It is a of the era platforming game. It's nothing particularly special about it other than the entire theme of the game. It's all designed to a very specific, I want to say...
it's a Double Fine game, right?
Yeah, Double Fine. The problem, the whole thing with the game was that it was Double Fine went through like a bankruptcy and an acquisition, and then it just couldn't, they kick-funded the sequel, and it just, it's one of those things they couldn't get off the ground for forever. One of those development hell stories. And from my understanding, the second game, I didn't play the second game yet, but this, here it's a quality game. You couldn't tell that it was
a love story to the first one, and it's a lot of, if you were a huge fan of the first one and you've been waiting for it, it's definitely like
it's what you've been waiting for.
Yeah, exactly. I heard each place is creative. I heard the game is just, I need to go into it. It's on my list of games that I need to jump into.
Yeah, that's on my list as well.
But yeah, I heard nothing but rave reviews. People who I know who have been waiting for the game, those are the people I asked first. I'm like, what'd you think? And they're just like, it's fucking fantastic. I'm like, good. I'm glad. Like, I just hate when people have like this expectation on what they want for their game, and then all of a sudden it comes out and they're like, what the fuck, you ruined my series. And to hear people being like, yes, they embraced what made that game good. Unlike I like when you lean into a series, you take what's great about it, you just lean into what made that series so good. And I think that's what I heard about Psychonauts 2.
So we're saying Crysis 3 is the best game ever made?
100%. And I'm saying that whoever made WarioWare needs to be dragged down a cobblestone street, or at least given a really bad cup of coffee.
Yeah, but the general idea is Psychonauts. It's a platformer game of the era. Definitely a PS2, Xbox era game. And all the levels are people's brains. I guess they're subconscious.
That's about right. Yeah.
And you're a guy who, I guess the Psychonauts are the people who do that, and they're all kids in training to be Psychonauts, and they're at a camp that does that, and all the levels are based around the person's psyche, and they're designed in that regard of what they are in that headspace. Each
level's like a little different in how you play it too, right?
Yeah.
I played a little bit of the first one myself, but not a ton.
It's ugly, but like charmingly ugly. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, it's like a Tim Burton-esque kind of thing.
It's got that weird Double Fine aesthetic, right? Where it's like very cartoony and like actually more comic book like than cartoony, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it looks like it should be like a Nicktoon from the late '90s, like the Invader Zim era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that 90s, 2000s? I don't know.
Life. I don't want to say a Dirty Bug Life. It reminded me kind of like some of the characters, but like, yeah, I agree. Something like an Invader Zim, or
more like ants.
Ants. Thank you. That's where I was thinking.
The weird, proto Funko Pops.
Yeah,
the tiny bodies and big heads.
They were like Funko Pops if they had soul.
I was gonna say, except if they had emotion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or feelings.
Here's the same Deadeye character, but we changed the hair brown.
How would you like an action figure where every character has the ecstasy just kicked in?
Apparently,
More.
apparently people like it quite a bit.
Oh my god, why is Pikachu's eyes so dilated? Holy crap, is he rabies?
All right,
Just got hit with
Ceurvels.
acid. Oh, what's
Other than-
next? What's next?
Acid's your
Do
number
we
3
wanna-
drug. What's your number 3 game?
Well, we've got how many other We've got more other categories.
I think I want to double up before 1. Because I think the
Okay.
way I'm going, I have 1, 2. Yeah, we'll double up at 1. We should be good.
Yeah, we
Okay,
figured it
well
out.
then.
Yeah, we got it. We figured it out last night.
Okay, cool. Well then, my number 3 game, that's Loop Hero, baby.
Fuck yeah, man.
Loop Hero was fucking great.
It was so good.
Like you said, it came out of nowhere. I got recommended it by a friend. I didn't hear anything about it. It came out of nowhere and blew my fucking socks off, man. What a game.
What a
Loop
breath
Hero
of
was
fresh air.
great. Yeah, I never played anything quite like it. You start on a blank road and you get like cards that you put down on the world map, and when the road is empty it spawns slimes, and then everything you put in the world affects what spawns on the road, and you just go around the road in a loop, slaying creatures and growing stronger and rebuilding the world from the brink of oblivion. It was super cool.
Every time I've heard somebody try to describe this game, they end up saying, I don't know how to describe this game. Is that accurate?
I think I did a fair job. As
Yeah.
you
What's
beat
the gameplay?
levels, the
It's like
gameplay
an
is-
idle game.
it's kind of an idle game. What you do is you manage the inventory of the hero,
Mhm.
and you manage the cards that the hero gets that affect the world map. And the goal is to make the map challenging enough to get tons of rewards, because you want to rebuild. You want to farm resources so you can rebuild
enough
the
enemies.
village.
Yep.
Well, yeah, when you rebuild the village, it like gives you basically stat points in the loop. So the goal is to make the loop as difficult as the hero character can handle it, while also surviving the loop. And then when you build enough stuff in the world, the boss shows up, and you hopefully are strong enough to take out the boss.
Yep.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
That
That's
sounds
about right,
sarcastic because I actually want to play this game.
It was super cool. I really liked it. Like I said, it came out of
Yeah.
nowhere and blew my socks off.
I've owned the game since it dropped on version 1.0, and I have not booted it up once, so I definitely got to give it a shot. I tried that
Yeah,
other game, that Fight in Tight Spaces game, and I did not like that one that much. So I probably should have played Loop Hero instead.
Yeah, you did yourself a disservice there.
That game is just not my kind of game. I'm sure it's good, but I just do not like card-based games. They're not for me.
Think of them not as cards so much as like.
Oh no,
tiles.
not Loop Hero. I'm talking about Fight in Tight
okay.
Spaces.
Okay, yeah. In Loop Hero, they're more like tiles that you're placing on the world map. You
Okay.
get like mountains and forests. You get
Like
tiles that go on the world, and then tiles that go on the road.
Like a Legend of Mana?
Think like Dark Cloud, but you stay in the third person mode, and the
That's a
things
name
are
I've
only
heard of a
one
while.
square long. I love Dark Cloud.
I did too.
That was dope.
Honestly, I'm gonna go. Let me double back to my game of yesteryear, because I played Dark Cloud last year, man.
Fuck
The first
yeah.
one or the second one?
Yeah, I did. Remember, I was asking you about emulator stuff earlier in the year. I would never emulate a game. I own Dark Cloud on PS2. I just can't find the disc. So yeah,
Motherfucker, you think I'm
own
playing
the
these
game.
Switch games on Switch?
Whatever.
Come
I'm
on.
just speaking hypothetically for legal reasons, right?
Who cares?
Hypothetically for legal reasons, I do own Dark Cloud 2 somewhere.
Yeah, so do I.
But yeah, no, I picked up Dark Cloud, and I did not beat it. I got like halfway through it. It's a JRPG. I ain't got time for that. But it was refreshing to touch on that. Not to like double back on games of yesteryear, but I completely forgot about that until
So you're playing 2 or 1?
I was playing the first one.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
The second one's a lot better than the first one, but I should
Two was
probably play
also,
back. I can't remember playing the first one in the past 20 years. I should probably go back and take a peek at it.
pretty good. It was pretty good. You can fish, man. There's fishing.
Dude, I love
What's a fucking
fishing
RPG without
minigames.
fishing? Yeah, dude. If your RPG ain't got a fishing minigame, I'm not touching it.
Fuck
Breath
yeah.
of Breath of Fire 3, man, that's a ace fishing game right there.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Final Fantasy 15 had a good one. This is now the podcast about fishing minigames and RPGs.
Stardew Valley had a
Honestly,
decent one.
we should do a podcast about fishing minigames because there's some good ones out there.
I do love them. I also love like
SNES
just straight up
bass
arcadey fishing games.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say Sega Bass Fishing from the Dream.
yeah,
Sega Bass
you know
Fishing
what?
with the controller is a dope game.
Fucking
You know what
bubble pack in
game-
that thing was so ridiculously underrated, dude.
You know what game didn't need to have a fishing minigame, but they added one anyway? Hades.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Honorable
know?
mention.
Yeah, I'm always down to mention Hades.
All right, I changed last year. It is game of the year.
Yeah, dude, it was
Cyberpunk
way
has
better
no
than
fishing minigames.
We've changed
No,
this
Cyber-
to
you-
the top 5 fishing mini games of the year, guys. We're gonna start over.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so bro, what was your game 3? I'm done talking about Loop Hero, clearly.
Fight in tight spaces.
Oh, wait, are we on
Never-
Tom then?
No,
No, Tom was just.
I trash talked it for like a solid 30
Yeah,
seconds. But
that's why I thought it was funny. Number 3 is my probably second most played game this year was Fight in Tight Spaces.
that is a Brett game for sure.
I've never even heard of this. What is this?
So basically, you have it's like almost you have these like black and white characters. You can either choose a male fighter or a female agent.
It's like
and-
super minimalist, like kind of almost wireframe and like very
Yeah,
plain rooms where the rooms are just like a box with like white walls
Oh, it
and
looks
black
like
lines.
Super Hot, but a little more
Yeah,
detailed.
it's kind of
So
super
there's,
hotty
like-
looking.
a bar scene and stuff like that. So you like, there's decks you can get. Like, there's a brawler deck, a grappler, a knife deck, which is like bleed effect and stuff like that. But my favorite is you.
Are
can
you a secret agent?
Yeah, and you have to go kill like 5 different or 7 different factions while drafting a deck.
This is kind of cool.
And then like each round of combat takes place as if you're like a John Wick character, so you can move around and have the characters shoot each other, and you can like have them stab each other, and you can like break like you can do a move like a head we can take their head and like slam it into the wall and stuff like that. So I had a lot of fun just like I couldn't stop playing it. It would be one of those things I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna play in between the kids being asleep or something like that, and you could just put it down, and it had a good save feature. And I still haven't beaten the game. I made it to like the 5th or 6th level, but it is so good, and it came out of beta for the first time, so I was like, aha, I can add it to my list. But yeah, Fight in Tight Spaces, if you like games up the area of Slay the Spire. There was another one I played this year. I think it was RuneScaper.
Would you
Yeah,
say
it-
that Fight in Tight Spaces is essentially James Bond Hero the game?
Exactly, and there's
Like-
blood
like
every-
Spy-
yeah.
That, I mean, it looks pretty cool. I might have to check this out.
It was interesting enough for me to buy it. And I did play it for a few hours, so I mean, it has something going for it.
Sort of
Yeah, you
reminded me of what was the other Rogue Book? That was the other one I played this year. I thought that was a lot of fun for deck building games. I love deck building games.
I do not. Turns out.
Yeah. So what was
They're-
your number?
They're above survival games for me for sure, but they're still not my genre. My number 3 was being me, playing the most fucking me games ever. On my list is Resident Evil 8.
Nice. Yep.
They made 8 of those. 8 of them. And that's it. No other games at all. Resident Evil 8 is... They took 7, but apparently 7 was too spooky. So how about we take the spooky out and make it stupid as hell? Because Resident Evil 8 is the stupidest game I think I may have ever played.
Stupid
it's-
like camp.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like 100% like the things that are just bizarre for the sake of being bizarre and just like stupid. So the idea of 8 is it takes place directly after 7. So 7 happens, you're the same doofus from the from that game. You got your wife back, even if you didn't pick your wife in 7, because you can choose between who you save, and it does not matter at all in this game. So you have your wife, you're in a house in air quotes Europe, not specific, just Europe, and you got a baby now. And your buddy Chris there is he shows up to your house one day when you're tucking your baby in, and he's like, "Yo, blow your wife away, steal the baby, we're out of here." And you're like, "What happened? Why did you do that? That's weird." So you try to go get your baby back and avenge your dead wife. And that's pretty, pretty standard for an action game setup. Nothing special about it. But everything that happens after that, you immediately get your hand chewed up by a werewolf.
All I have to say about this game real quick, Tom, is that this is, I know we're going to talk about this in a minute, it's one of my biggest regrets because I did not get to get killed by the big vampire lady. Can we talk about her?
Leia Demetre?
Yeah, dude.
Big booby mummy. Yeah, she's in the game. So, okay, so once you leave your house and you're in the village, the titular Resident Evil village, once you're in the village, becomes the dumbest game you've ever played. So you're mowing down werewolves, you got your stupid Resident Evil progression where your guns have like 6 bullets and you power them up with, you buy more power, bigger, inventory slots and all that stupid crap. But the camp just, it pretty much, it goes from there's 4 main hubs. There's a hub and 4 main worlds you go into, and each one is like a different style of game. So the first one is your tall mummy there. And that's like kind of the most, I say grounded, but in terms of Resident Evil, it's the most grounded place you go, where it's kind of a spooky haunted house, and there's vampires and your big mummy there.
She kind of plays like your nemesis villain, where she's just like pursuing you the whole time, right?
In that one area, yes.
Yeah.
So you go through the place. She has these daughters. You take the daughters out, and then she starts chasing you around while you're trying to do the rest of the mansion itself. So you do that. You go in the next place, which becomes pretty much Resident Evil version of PT, where you lose your guns, and then you're in a psychological horror kind of thing. And then you move over to the swamp area, which is reminiscent of the Resident Evil 4 swamp area, where you have the stupid giant fish. Kind of the same thing as that. And then you go into the mechanical nightmare world with Mike says he sounds like Nicolas Cage. I don't think that's true, but you got a guy who has a very stupid accent when he says things. I don't want to get too much into the game, but it is straight up the stupidest fucking game ever. Your baby is cut up in 4 different sections, and you got to go get your baby sections to put the baby back together. It makes no fucking sense.
Like, I need you to spoil that part for me. Does it work? Do you put her back together?
Yeah, do you put the baby back together successfully? Does like the baby?
Of course you do.
Like,
what are you
how
talking
does
about?
That work? How does
How wouldn't it work?
Yeah,
you don't get a bunch of baby parts and put them back together. What?
Silly me for asking.
Common sense.
I was wondering if like, how does this Resident Evil lore of babies?
No, Ethan accepts loss and moves on with his life. Of course, he puts the baby back together.
I'm pretty sure he also doesn't he like lose his hand at like get cut off, and he just like puts it back on.
Yeah, he puts the magic juice on his arm slit, and he sticks his arm back on, and he's like, "Hey, my arm's back." Like there's a big slash through your shirt. Like your shirt's still missing a big section and it's separated, and his arm is like, whatever. There's a part where
that's not how anything works.
The big booby lady's daughters take you, put hooks through your hands, hang you up to the ceiling with the hooks in your hands. You rip your hands off with the hooks and put the juice on, and he's like, that's fine, whatever. Oh man, that game is so fucking stupid. I love it.
I heard it's like the most Resident Evil game in a while. Like when I was talking earlier about how games just lean into the concept of where the game is at that point, I heard they just like completely fucking did it, and that makes me so happy.
It's Resident Evil 4. That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Very reminiscent of that. Yeah,
that's so fucking cool.
There's a vendor who is pretty much the what you buying guy, but he's just like this fucking giant fat guy in a caravan that just follows you around. He's like the best character in the game. That game is great. I love it.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
It's just this goddamn game. You play as Chris. You just get like these commandos, and you have like this fucking high-powered AR, and just blow away werewolves and shit. It's like, how the fuck did we come to this? One, you're barely surviving a mansion full of like fucking slow-moving zombies. Then you're mowing down werewolves in Europe somewhere. Fuck that series. I love it so much. All right, Resident Evil 8. I'm done. Brett or Ceurvels, what is the biggest moment of gaming 2021 for you?
Honestly, for me, this is kind of weird, but the ongoing scandal at Activision Blizzard is bonkers, dude. This shit
Yeah.
is like I think this is because look, I played a lot of WoW. I know you did
Yep.
too. You did too, Brett.
It was so weird to see this come. I couldn't have predicted this. I don't think anyone could have.
Like they had to like rename like a huge number of NPCs in WoW. Like the whole like the renaming of the one character in Overwatch.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
basically
completely.
like to find out that this huge gaming company that has had up until recently, an extremely like devoted fan base, and myself included. I love Blizzard games for the longest time until they started getting fucking weird about China.
Oh yeah.
They have a
That's when I jumped
statue that
off.
says "Heroes work here" as you fucking enter the campus or something stupid.
Yeah,
Like-
if to find out that Blizzard was and still is just completely rotten to the core.
Yeah.
It like that hurts, man. I played a lot of Warcraft 3.
Yep.
I played Dota 2 and Dota. But Blizzard's responsible for a lot of my gaming hours, man. Like literally years, like years of time.
I still play Diablo. Like I enjoy it, and it bums me out because like I try to separate it, but then you hear another thing that Bobby Kotick has done or something else that comes out. You're like, just for fuck's sake! It's like, can we make it? Can we make it a week?
Yeah, fucking. And it's awful. It really is. I mean, and I guess now, obviously this isn't last year's news. This is new news. But now Microsoft owns Activision Blizzard and King, which is that's ridiculous.
Hey man.
And I think that's something else that's a problem. I think we can't have these like they got to get broken up. But that's another story for another time, I guess. But yeah, I think that the Activision Blizzard thing is just the biggest shit for me this year.
Mega Corp mergers or whatever, but Microsoft buying Activision lets me play Diablo 4. So I'm gonna let this one slide. It can't be worse than it was.
Right, exactly. Knowing that Bobby Kotick is like his time is over eventually.
Yeah.
It kind of makes it feel better. Like it made me be like, I can play Overwatch again, and kind of.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Microsoft can rip that shit all the way out from the root.
Yeah.
Hopefully Microsoft can maybe Microsoft can make Blizzard IPs fun again.
The best they could do.
I don't feel like I'm supporting a bunch of fucking rapists and
right. Like the best
otherwise disgusting people.
Best thing they can do is just give Blizzard back to Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Let them do their thing.
Yeah.
I like Warcraft. I like StarCraft. Let me play those games again.
I almost can hope that's going to happen because, like, if you look at what happened with Double Fine, where they eventually made Psychonauts 2, I'm hoping that they just like get some of the creative people behind it. It's like, oh, it's safe to come back, and they'll make some of the games that we liked again because, like, they do have a lot of awesome IPs and a good universe to set in. And even if like I'm not even really into MMOs anymore, I'm on the verge of covering up my WoW tattoo this week. But like I still think those universes are set up so well that it'd just be a shame if they went to waste after all that work and the building of them.
Yeah, man, fucking I still keep up on World of Warcraft news. And I haven't played the game in years. Like I
logged out last year and I haven't played.
Yeah, it's a real tragedy.
Yeah.
It's a real bummer.
You just gotta hope that Blizzard still has people in Blizzard who care about their IPs, and you have to maybe hope to assume that Activision, whether people saying you can't make Warcraft 4, you gotta do more bullshit on the side and all that stuff. So I mean, who knows what's gonna happen, but it's better off now, I think.
Yeah, I hope.
Who am I to say?
I'm hopeful for the future, but it was a lot to deal with, a lot to learn.
I almost want a mass reset for WoW at this point, because I think that's I don't know what they need to do for WoW. They need to release an expansion that like wasn't controlled by whatever has been going on, because it really felt like there was a lot of hands on it. And they did some cool cinematic stuff for it, but if like as an old WoW player, for me to come back to it, they would need to do something significant like Lich King-ish, where the game was just fun to play. And it was, I don't know.
Well, I mean, Lich King is all but confirmed for Classic. So,
might be back to
there's
Classic.
that. Yeah.
Might be
I
playing
mean,
Classic.
I'm not saying I'm thinking it. I'm saying I
Oh,
might
man.
be thinking it. I
Are-
might
are-
play Lich King.
Are
I
me
don't
and you
know.
going to be doing some 40-man LK runs for?
I might be able to get my shaman back.
Perfect.
I
We're
might be
doing it.
right at 60, and so I can breeze right through TBC.
Tom has no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
Not a clue. This is like you talking about wrestling. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
He's like elbow
Dude,
drop.
shamans
Yeah, sure.
shamans are so OP in Lich King.
Yeah, they are.
All right, guys,
Oh man.
hear me out.
Okay.
StarCraft MMO, action RPG.
Ooh,
I would
fuck
play it.
Yes,
That's how you start over. As
dude.
you can. That's for free, Blizzard. You can have that.
Dude, you have a sniper class set up as like the 0. You have the Space Marines just be the standard like spank and tank. Oh my god.
You take Phantasy Star Online too.
Yep.
You take the Japanese out of it. You take the nonsense pay to win nonsense out of it.
Protoss Space Mage.
There you go.
Get up that one, Blizzard.
Yeah, we got it.
Oh,
we,
man.
we just saved Blizzard. There we go.
We just got 3 classes already too.
I'd play that game. I can't do turn-based MMOs. I can't do MMOs in general, but especially the ones that are turn-based.
Yeah, it needs to have some punch to it.
All right, Brett. What let you down this
so-
year?
You mean the biggest moment in gaming? We already talked about what let me down.
Yeah, he was on the Activision thing, so I was just on a negative trajectory.
Oh,
do, you have,
no.
do you have positive news?
Fuck yeah, my favorite thing happened in Ratchet and Clank this year. There's this like
Ooh.
this game has made me smile in so many different fucking ways where I'm just like sitting there, I'm like, oh, that was like the writing's like I don't even want to go into my rant yet, but my favorite part of
Ratchet
it was
and
in Clank.
They made another
Worlds
one of
Apart.
those?
Yeah, for a
What?
PlayStation exclusive.
They have this like adorable scene where there's like you meet this robot who's been like abandoned in a base for like years. He's like, "Oh, hello, friend. Can I call you best friend?" And she's like, "No." He's like, "Okay, can I call you?" And like you go into a conversation. There's this big beast called Juice. He's just like, Juice likes you. He's paying attention to you. And Juice just chases you through the entire fucking level, and it's terrifying because it's like dark and shit, and it's fun. And there's a big level where you get chased by Juice, and then you come through the last portal, and Juice comes to like pictures of his own version, and then they just like sniff each other, and then they become friends, and the like lights come back on, and you come back, and just Juice is running around playing with the other Juice. And I laughed so fucking hard because it was like if they had just added like those little hearts that they'd done with pixel hearts, I think I would have just like Katie comes out, it's like fucking 6 a.m. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm laughing my ass off. She's like, "That's kind of funny." Easily the best moment in gaming this year, just for me, just because it was unexpected. That game makes me think about like where you think it's gonna go, and then I'm like trying to shoot the thing. I'm like, "Oh, you're not supposed to shoot it. Wonder what's gonna happen." I'm like, "It made a friend. It made a fucking cool friend." So yeah, best game
Shit.
moment of this year.
I should
That's
check out that Ratchet and Clank game. Sounds kind of fun.
That's a game that made me regret not picking up a PlayStation. You know?
I mean,
It's the only game right now. My friends let
Exactly.
me borrow his.
exactly.
After I beat
Yeah.
it, I have nothing else to play on it. Honestly,
Yeah, I mean, I guess can you play Bloodborne on it?
I
Like-
don't think they've done anything additional to
It's
it.
like-
The only thing
like
you can do to
complete-
Bloodborne is play it on the PS4 Pro with the boost mode on. And I think that also
If
applies to
you-
PS4, PS5.
if you don't have a good gaming PC, I guess it's good because you can play Elden Ring when it comes out, and that's like. But you can do that on an Xbox at this point. Xbox, I would say, has more games.
And you can get those a lot easier.
Yes, and they.
So-
but
So are we ready for Tom's biggest
Yeah,
moment in
I'm
2021
wondering-
gaming?
Tom
What?
is just like, I fucking hate games. And like ends the podcast.
I mean, come, I've hated games forever. What do you think mine is?
That's true.
I think mine's obvious. Do you not know?
No.
I kind of have a guess, but I want to hear it. I think
What's your guess?
the Steam Deck.
It's a Steam Deck.
Okay.
Of course it is. It's me.
I'm like, it has to be something hardware, and I'm like, it's either I thought it would either be the PS5 controller, but that was last year, or it would be the Steam Deck, because it's just so fucking rad.
Steam Deck is pretty freaking cool.
I don't like portable systems. I think they're stupid. I think they're a waste of money. And I think a very specific group of people have the advantage of using one. Whereas I have my computer, and that's where I play my games, and I have my TV. But the Steam Deck is just so fucking cool. That's why I had to get it. It's running Arch. Come on. I have to... more importantly about the Steam Deck is the SteamOS going to Arch and then boosting the Proton development. So Proton is the compatibility layer that run games on Linux from Windows. So you don't need a native Linux port. It has its disadvantages, of course, with things like shader catching and all that crap they haven't really nailed out. And the anti-cheat, which still isn't ironed out yet. Some games, I think, started just putting it in. Not really. Fortnite has no plans of putting it in, so still a lot of things going on with that.
Apex, I think.
Apex, I know. I think they announced it, but it's not out. No, Team Sweeney put out his little fucking schmarmy ass text. He says, "Or just too many players to worry about. We're just about Team Sweeney." But I mean, it will happen. There's an Android version, so they know some things about Linux. It's just the whole fucking VM nonsense. I don't know. I think they can figure it out if they wanted to. But you can also install Windows on the thing. So if you wanted to play your Fortnite, you can. You throw Windows on there. But there's just a lot of things going on with the Linux community that's kind of boosting the whole scene. They just released a DK, was that DVKX, whatever it is, the compatibility layer for Vulkan to emulate.
Dolphin.
What?
There's a Dolphin port too. They said it's going to run on it.
Of course, the Dolphin's already on Linux. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm saying on the Steam Deck. They're saying it's going to be able to run on the Steam Deck.
It's just Linux. You can run whatever the fuck you want. It's an AMD processor.
See, Tom just made me sound stupid. I was like, yeah, it's going to run Dolphin. I thought he was going to be like, oh shit, dog, that's awesome. He's like, no, you fucking scrub noob.
Idiot. What are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here. The going joke right now is, can the Steam Deck run Switch games better than the Switch? I mean, of course not, but it's going to be funny when they run on there. Because they'll work to some degree, but who knows how well that will go. But, you know, PS3 stuff on there, it's going to be pretty cool. I mean, PS2 should be fucking cakewalk at this point in time. But the whole idea, like that Vulkan update, did a lot of wonders for the shader catching, which I don't know if you ever dealt with this, but I mean, maybe you played emulators, more modern emulators, where you start a game you've never played before and it has like the stuttering in it.
Yeah.
Because it's building all the shaders, it has to take those and store them so they have like it's a cache for the emulator to run these shaders because it's a different way to run RAM is different and shit. I don't want to get in the technicalities of how it is, but they improved it a lot with this last update. It's all in preparation for the Steam Deck coming out. So it's all great. It's all good stuff.
We like great good stuff, Tom.
I pre-ordered the fucking highest end one because I'm an idiot. I'm going to run this thing like 4 times, say this is cool. I mean, that has its obvious caveats where it currently is its hardware, and its hardware as of right now is running new games at like medium settings. So that's not great. It's a portable. You understand there's some compromise, but you got to think about things coming out in the future. Things later this year. How will they run? Will they run at all? There's that whole future-proofing problem. How well will it go? That's not a right now issue. Can it run Elden Ring? We don't know.
Do you think it's cutting edge or bleeding edge, baby? You know, like
it's definitely something will run your Stardew Valley perfectly fine.
Fuck yes.
Yeah. If it's on the Switch, you can play on the Steam Deck. That's good. I mean, the Switch has been running for what, 5 years now, and that was already outdated when that thing came out. So,
yep.
Yeah. But yeah, Steam Deck's cool technology, cool stuff going on with Linux. A lot of stuff going on. Video games are cool. I like computers.
Yay, science.
Yeah. Fucking shader catching, man. Fucking hate it. Hate it so much.
Fucking hate them. Stupid shader catching.
It's a necessary evil, but it's when you run games that are, people always say like, you don't need Windows. Fucking Windows is stupid, and you can play all your games with Linux. But then you gotta like remember, you gotta fucking run shader catching in all those fucking games. So it's never a smooth experience when you start the game up. You got to put that in consideration. So it'll, until they make a perfect compatibility layer, you always got to deal with the caveats. Ceurvels, what's your number 2 game?
My number 2 game, oh, you're going to like this one, was Death's Door. Man, Death's Door was great.
What
Action
is Death's Door? I don't know what this is.
What do you mean? You recommended Death's Door to me. It's
I
an
don't even,
action plot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Huh?
That might have been Brett.
It's no, it was you. It's
Yep.
an action platformer. You play as a reaper, but you're a raven, a crow,
Oh,
a
yeah.
corvid.
I heard this game is really
And
good.
you've got a couple of different weapons. You start with like just a sword. Then you've got a combo system. It's isometric fucking combat. You're an adorable bird with a sword. I don't know what else to say. I mean,
How's the
you're
gameplay
collecting
go?
Souls.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
it's like like
you enter a world and try to so hang on, let me start fresh here. So you start on a bus and you like report for duty to collect a soul as this reaper crow. And you show up to the office and they send you through a door. It's all about doors to teleport around to these different worlds. All the shortcuts are doors, everything's doors. So you go through a door to collect this soul, and it's not there. And
The Jim Morrison soul.
there's like a shady door there instead. So you go through the shady door and it leads you to this garden, and you go through this garden fighting enemies. And
Acknowledge my doors
soul
joke,
juice.
damn it.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep my brain moving in the right direction. And you find a boss and you kill him and you get the big or you're supposed to collect his big soul, but this other bird shows up and takes it and runs away, and he's using it to build some other door so that he can, because somebody stole a soul from him, and when you don't turn in your soul, you're mortal instead of being immortal like a reaper. So you've got to finish the job so you can get your immortality back, and as you go, you keep collecting souls of these other entities, and the plot thickens and all that. I don't want to spoil it too hard, but it's got great combat. It's got a great visual style. It's very challenging. Although I did manage to get almost all the achievements, but one of them you have to play through with like this weapon that does like negative damage. It's a whole thing. I don't know about all that, but yeah, it's super cute. You get to play a cool bird with cool combos. It's a really charming world with fun characters. And it's got a nice, fun hack and slash vibe with some puzzles too.
Puzzles, you say?
I really liked it. Yeah, there's some light puzzling.
All right,
Nothing too crazy.
I enjoy light puzzles.
Yeah. I think I'm never sure how to rate puzzles because I've been playing video games with puzzles in them, my whole life. So I didn't think they were too difficult, but maybe they are, and I'm smart, or maybe they're really easy, and I'm dumb.
They make you feel smart.
they make you feel smart. Yeah, I was gonna say.
They do make you feel smart when you beat them, though. Like you're like, I got it, I solved the problem. So yeah, no, Death's Door, it's cute. You get to be a bird reaper. What's
I'll
not
have to check it
love?
out. Sounds pretty good. All right, Brett. Game
Yo.
number 2.
Game number 2. We're here. We're getting there. Like this isn't game number 1. This is game number 2.
Didn't quite make it.
Dreamscaper is number 2 for me. This game came out early June. I think, let me see, August actually. Okay, no, that was the beta. It came June for this year. Into 1.0. Game about this, basically it's a roguelike, which is probably, I guess, one of my favorites at this point because Hades was my number 1 last year. But this one, basically, you're a story of a girl who is dealing with like the emotional trauma of moving, and it sounds like a divorce and some other key stuff I don't want to give away. But it takes place in like you go to bed, and each of the levels are her past. So it's like a neighborhood, like a campground. And like at the end of each chapter, you have to fight like fear, and like modern day weapons are like you use yo-yos and bottle rockets and it's an action RPG, and you just start over and over, and you have to build these relationships with people. And it goes into like a storyline about helping people with mental health. And she was just like, oh man, I was depressed for a long time, but thanks for like advising that I go get some medication. I'm feeling like myself. And it goes in like it's like a story arc RPG, but it hit me with like different things that you like. It hit mental health and other things where other games would have just like fucking flown by it. And it was a really good RPG, but it had like a really good modern day element to it. And it was just how to face your fears and shit. And I wasn't expecting it. I just wasn't expecting this game to be like, oh man, this is hitting me at an emotional level for like a fucking Hades-like game. But yeah, it's on Game Pass. I beat it after about 20 hours. I think it was 45 runs when I finally completed it. And there's a hitting ending. Hitting ending is fucking awesome. But yeah.
This game, you've mentioned to me several times, and every time you mention it, I say, that sounds pretty cool. That I immediately forget the name of that game, and I completely forget about it.
It's so good.
Up until you saying it right now, me saying, oh, right, that was that game I was going to check out. So you should just like send me a link so I know to click it to go there and play it, because it sounds like something I would really much enjoy. Really much enjoy. That's my grammar.
As it started unlocking the like story parts of it, I was like, oh, this is a cool action. And then like the storyline twist as you're going through the level. And I got frustrated because it does have like a steep place where you just seem like you're not progressing for a while, but like once you hit that wall, like this week, I was like, fuck yes, I finally beat the game. It was like almost that the first time we beat Hades, like no one was around to help this gorgeous geek achievement that no one gave a fuck about.
I see.
Man, I love Hades.
It's so fucking good.
Game of the year, Hades.
Good night, guys.
Hades.
Number 2,
played
Vampire Survivor.
Yeah.
Number 3, which is actually number 1, Magic Survive.
Really? Right. Vampire Survivor. Nice. That's awesome.
No. My number 2, I picked up on one of those newfangled machines called a PlayStation 5. Have you heard of these?
I have. I don't have one, but I've heard of them.
They're very big. They look like they got a popped collar. It's very unique looking. It has, I think, 2 video games out for it, and that's all they've released. Mm-hmm. And one of those games was called Ratchet and Clank.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. They made a new one of those. And good. The reason I bought my PS5 was for Ratchet and Clank and for Gran Turismo, which is still not out. But yeah. So, and that game is as excellent as all the other Ratchet and Clank games are. I don't know. People seem to have this negative association with all the future games. I thought those are the best ones up until this new one. Do you have that same feeling? Did you play the other ones?
This is my first Ratchet and Clank game I've ever played.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I came into it clean. Like, I think I played some of them a little bit. I liked Jack and Dexter a bit. But I never got into the Ratchet and Clank series, but it was one of those games that everyone told me to play. But like, I love platformers of that generation, like the Sly Coopers and shit. So this game just like was what I needed like now.
I'm the same way. I didn't play both Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank until the PS3. I played Ape Escape on the PS2, and that was my jam. Yeah, that and Sly Cooper, the 2 games I played back then. And then I skipped Ratchet and Clank and Jack, and then I played both of those games way later on the HD collection of the PS3.
And Clank was a quintessential part of my PS2 experience.
Yeah, I remember you liking that game. I just never got around to it, but yeah, I played them all on the PS3, and I got the PS4 version of the remake of the first game, and that's a solid game too. And this one is definitely the best one of them. It's I think people sold it a little too much on technology that it doesn't really use. Everybody was excited about that seamless transitioning thing, but that's just like scripted scenes in the game. It's not like you can instantly phase into a different world or something like it's like a Soul Raver or something. It's all like designed that way, and it's just there's no loading because of the technology of the SSD. So it's seamless level changes, but it's not like you can just snap your fingers in your other world or whatever. But the game itself is great. It's Ratchet and Clank.
Sorry, did you mention Soul Reaver?
It's like as seamless as The Witcher 3.
There's a game
like where you didn't have to go into buildings and shit like that.
Yeah, that idea. Yeah, there's a series back in the PlayStation 1 era called Legacy of Kain, right? And there was this one spin-off game. It was called Soul Reaver. All right.
I
They should bring that
love
back.
franchise. They should, but the voice actor for the Elder God is dead.
Yeah, that was recent too.
Yeah.
But our luck, some shitty company like fucking EA would take it and then just bump me the fuck.
Well, no,
out.
I think Square owns it now because they own
cool.
they bought IDOS. So I mean, they brought back Tomb Raider. Why can't they bring back Soul Reaver? Why not?
Yep.
Yeah,
dude, bring back Soul Reaver and finish the fucking story, please.
Yeah,
please.
We'll ignore
whoever makes those decisions. If you hear this, please.
We'll ignore that Nosgoth game. Just move on from there.
Yeah, let's not.
So we're talking about Ratchet and Clank, right?
Yeah, sorry.
So yeah, you got all your
Soul Reaver.
Soul Reaver is great. Game of the year, potential future sequel to Soul Reaver.
This is my most anticipated game for every year.
The unannounced game, most anticipated. Anyway, it's a Ratchet and Clank game. You get
it's good.
You shit ton of weapons. You upgrade all the weapons. They're all goofy as hell. There's
a lot of silly jokes.
A lot of silly jokes. A very vibrant world. All the characters are really cool. It's very well designed. It's a space planet hopping game. You play as a little Lombax, who's kind of like a fox, but not really. The whole kitsch of the story is there's a alternative dimension that you go into, and you cause a whole problem with it, and you're merged with it, and you have to work with the other version of you from that dimension, who's a female version of you, and you switch off between playing as Ratchet and Rivet. All the levels are based on which character you're playing. It's all predetermined, so you do tag team between the two, and you make a new robot buddy. It's all fun times. It's
robot buddy that is so awesome. The one that Ratchet gets.
I forget her name.
Yeah, but she's like, I'm not a good friend, and then turns into the giant robot and fucking kills everything. I was like, that's pretty rad.
The Deathbot, yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, fun game. It's very much a Ratchet and Clank game. So if you like those, this is a great one to add to that.
100% agree.
Love it.
Wish I had a PlayStation.
Yep, that's the reason people are like, yeah, Returnal's great. Like, Returnal kind of not great.
Returnal actually is on my list too, but again, no PlayStation, so
yeah, console exclusives. You gotta love them.
Yeah, they only ruin everything forever.
So, Ceurvels, tell me, what was the biggest regret that you've had?
Oh, dude, it's tough. It's tough because, like, you know, you just mentioned Ratchet and Clank, which I didn't even think about because I'm a PC exclusive because my Switch is collecting dust gamer. But you know, I'm real sad about Resident Evil, man. I wanted to get killed by the big vampire lady. You know, I fucking haven't played a Resident Evil game in a long time.
What was the last one you played?
Oh, honestly, probably like 4 was the last one I probably played the most, like, percentage of. Yeah, and to know that, you know, Village is a return to 4 only makes the regret sting a little more, but maybe I'll get to it this year. I'm also a little sad I didn't get Bowser's Fury because, you know, it's a short and sweet Mario game, and you know, what's not to love there? So maybe I'll hit them up this year. Maybe they'll just remain unplayed. Who knows?
Best thing about the Bowser's Fury is that it's like Nintendo prototyping their next idea. So I'm very excited what the next Mario game will be. Like, I liked Odyssey, but I liked Galaxy way more than Odyssey. So them going to a new direction with this whole thing they're doing, it's pretty exciting for me. Brett.
Yes.
What did you regret the most this year?
Metroid.
Last year.
I fell off of it hard. It was originally, if we had a top 10 list, this probably would have fallen to number 10 just because I played a few hours of it, but I want to finish it. From the way that you told me the ending is, it sounds fucking ridiculous.
It's so good.
It's like, once I finish off Ratchet and Clank, I think that might be the next game I play. But yeah, it's definitely was, I wish I'd fallen off. I didn't mean to fall off Metroid. I want to get back into it.
Really? I played the demo for Dread, and it just did not light my fire.
Fucking great. It's such a Metroid-ass Metroid game. It's so good.
So I'm looking at my list now, and I just realized that I completely forgot to put Metroid Dread on this list. So, spoilers for my number 1, it's not Metroid Dread.
I thought it was.
And I'm thinking now, like, how did I completely blank on fucking Metroid Dread? It probably would have been 5. I mean, I probably liked it more than Necromunda. You know, Necromunda is a really fun game. So, yeah, like, The thing about Metroid Dread is that it's the same people who made the Samus Returns of the 3DS, which I did not like at all.
Yeah.
But they did that, but made it good. Like, they turned it around, they made it way faster, way more precise, because you actually have a fucking analog stick instead of that stupid circle pad.
It looks so fucking good, though, too.
It looks great.
Game.
I mean, I played it in 4K because, I'm a dirty PC user.
We're just assuming we're not playing our first Switches.
They own the fucking game. I don't give a fuck about your goddamn Switch, motherfuckers, alright? I don't care about your shitty little fucking Switch. You can play this game in 4K, do it. Don't call everybody a goddamn pirate.
Bowser.
That was for that fucking idiot. See, what they did was they took technology to hack the firm, but made it proprietary and sold the hardware to do it, and they probably used some ill-gotten code to do so. It's probably, I don't know how they actually got them. I didn't read the story and what they did to him. But the reason why he got convicted is because they were selling a hack. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's like the lowest third of the tier. The other guy's like in over Spain somewhere and said, "Fuck it, I'm not dealing with that shit."
They're all going on vacations, and they saying Bowser got fucking maybe $3,000 a month for it, and because he was living in Brazil, and it was like making him a little bit more money instead of living at the poverty level. Nintendo's like, yeah, fuck it.
You don't need to buy no Team Executor nonsense to hack your Switch.
Oh shit, so crazy.
Anyway, yeah. I'm surprised I didn't put Metroid Dread on my list. It's funny because I liked it. I might as well say it here that probably would have been my number 5 if I thought of it, and I did like that game quite a bit. But it had its faults. Yeah, honorable. My honorable mention 2, Metroid Dread. Fun game.
I had 3, so it's not bad.
Yeah. So are you done? You done, Brett? Are you fucking done? Wasting my time.
I'm fucking done. Are we gonna go into? Do we want to do our last one, or do we want to go into the Chilling with the Bros Award?
I'm gonna tell you my biggest regret because I didn't say mine.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought your biggest regret was alongside of mine.
Biggest regret was forgetting to put Metroid Dread on my list.
A game that you beat, yeah,
Yeah. No, my biggest regret
was not making it number 5.
It's actually a twofer because they're both kind of the same thing. Is that I wrote down that I didn't play Tales of Arise.
Oh,
but
yeah.
In conjunction with Tales of Arise, I also didn't play Scarlet Nexus. I played both of them for about maybe 2 or 3 hours each, but I didn't qualify that as being played. And I love the Tales games, and I really like Namco games in general. Most of their, original IPs. I'm not too much into the anime stuff. But, it is anime stuff, but not licensed anime stuff. But yeah, from what I played of both Arise and Scarlet Nexus, is they're really fun action RPGs, and I do regret not going through those because I love my Namco games. So yeah, that's my regret. So do you want to do the? We might as well go through it now, right? Before we do number 1.
Let's just do the bros. Might as well. Let's go into our best bro games.
All right. So Ceurvels.
To the best Chilling with the Bros game for 2021.
Yeah.
Was Valheim.
Nice.
What is Valheim?
Valheim is a survival crafting game, so I know, Tom, it's not really your cup of tea.
God,
but
no.
you are a Viking warrior who has recently passed, but you are not in Valhalla. You are in a temporary purgatory world known as Valheim. You run around and punch trees and collect stuff. And it's got this adorable, absolutely stunning pixelated graphic style. Like, this game has no right looking as good as it does. This game is absolutely fucking stunning. Just
tiny
you can
team.
get some abs. Yeah, it's Iron Gate is a very tiny development team. So this game is in early access still, and I know we're not really supposed to have early access titles in here, but hear me out, okay? This game is a whole game. Like they're still adding the end game content, but you can go beat the final boss.
Mm-hmm.
But like the later game content, like they're still adding. They're a very small team, but they've released a fully polished game. Like the building system is amazing. You can build some really cool stuff. The Valheim Reddit is just full of amazing stuff that people have been building, and it's got multiplayer. You can host your own server. You can rent a server online, or you can just host your own local game. And there's just something about sailing around this beautiful world with your friends and building a base and just exploring this very beautiful game with homies. pretending you're Vikings. It's
I gotta
it's a lot
say,
of fun.
that premise sounds really cool.
Yeah, being Vikings with the homies. That's what I did for.
Yep.
That's. I mean, I'm gonna spoil my game of the year because it's Valheim. The Valheim was my game of the year.
Nice.
I spent. Hang on, let me check my Steam library real quick.
So you're saying it's a pixelated game? I have never seen what this game looks
It's
like, but I
got
thought it was like
it's
a.
got a
fucking
really
cool.
weird. It's got a really weird like pixelated style.
Yeah.
I have 450 hours on Valheim. And Valheim is what I did this year. Like that's why my list is so short. I just played Valheim and Hades.
94% liked this video game.
Mm-hmm. It's there's sea serpents in the ocean. Yeah, if you look at the Steam page, the community contributor builds on the front page. I mean, people are building amazing stuff in
You
this
can build
game.
some really sweet houses and stuff, and like
Yeah,
you need to build proper chimneys, or your character will get smoked out of the cabins and shit.
There's
some
a
really
lot
cool
of
concepts underneath it.
there's a lot there, and it's still it is early access, but they've got a solid roadmap and they know where they're going.
Yep.
It's a small team, but they've got a wonderful community of support, and it's just absolutely a stunning, beautiful. Like you can play it solo, you can play it with friends. You can turn on like the no clip mode and just build with it like it's a
Yep.
Lego set. I mean, I absolutely love it. It's an amazing piece of game, and it's I think it's cheap. I think it's like $25.
It's not expensive at all.
They keep updating it like a lot, so you're definitely getting your money's worth.
Yeah,
for an early
the
access game.
the patches are slow in between, but they're huge. Like
Yeah.
they're dropping like big patches, and they're listening to the community. Like they're on the last patch they added stuff that the community asked for that they weren't planning on adding yet. So they really are trying their hardest to make to get it out in a speedy fashion. But again, it is a very small development team. But there's more than it's $20. There's more than $20 worth of content in this game. Like I said, I have 450 hours. I don't know what else to tell you. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, it's good to hear they made a good one of those.
Yeah, no, there's fucking drakes that fly around in the mountains. There's goblins. There's mosquitoes that will one shot you. There's caves you can explore in the forest, and they're adding caves into the mountains. There's a whole there. I think there's like 2 or 3 biomes that aren't even finished yet. Like a Mistlands biome that's supposed to have like creepy spiders and stuff. There's a lot more content coming, but what's there is already
it's
massive.
a ton.
So if you die in Valheim, do you go to Valheim's Valheim? Is there a never-ending chain of you going to the next purgatory?
You go back to your bed like Minecraft.
That's not cool. Yeah.
Tell me, is
there any kind of progression in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. There's biome progression where like the meadows biome is, and you can kind of do the dark forest to some extent. But there's bosses, and when you kill the boss and collect their head, and turn it in.
What is your stats?
You have like, you know how like in Morrowind, like you jump and you get jump skill.
Okay, so there is like a leveling process in this game.
Yeah. Yes. And when you die, you lose levels. So when you die, your mining would get worse. Yeah.
Maybe I'll check it out.
And I mean, I'll load up my world, and you can jump in the world I've been building, and you can come check out the house I built in no clip mode. It's super cool. But as you kill the bosses, you unlock new tech and as you get new armor, you can move into the newer biomes. Like you can't go into the mountain frozen biome until you've unlocked some way of protecting yourself from the cold. There's a couple different ways you can do it. And then you can't go into the meadows biome until you're prepared to deal with the death skeetos that will fuck you up. Like you can,
they're terrifying.
If you're they're really quick and they're hard to spot. If you're good with your bow, you can go out into the meadows biome kind of early, because you can fuck them up and then collect their needles and make really good arrows, and then go back into the meadows biome and fuck everybody up at range. But if you get clapped, you're gonna have a bad time trying to get back to your body.
So answer me
collect your
this.
stuff.
Are you sure you weren't playing Breath of the Wild?
Yes, I'm quite sure because my Switch is covered in dust.
Yeah, the climbing isn't as good.
Yeah, the climbing is not very good.
All
But
right,
yeah,
Brett.
no, it's a super cool game. I love it. Great for the homies. Game of the
You
year.
you had me slightly interested in playing a survival game, so that's something.
I was gonna say, Tom
And
being interested is
you
not
can
making fun of us.
fish. You can fish, Tom.
Okay, you're winning me over with the fishing. Okay. All right.
Gampy, I'm doing a podcast right now, buddy.
Kelly
Yeah.
can't sleep it on me, so I know how you feel.
Jay
Brett.
fell off the couch.
Again?
Yeah, he sleeps laying down, and then all of a sudden, I'll go over and look at him. He'll just be sitting up, and it scares the shit out of me. But my game for chilling with my homies this year would be Fortnite. We played a lot of it. The game has evolved. I thought they've made it so that way we can piss off builders. Which any game that I can ruin people's lives by ruining their plan by throwing fire at them, firebombing them, and it's fun. I think that was the game that we did bounce off some other games. We did play a little bit Halo, but I feel like we'll probably play some fucking Fortnite tonight at some point. It just seems to be the direction we're going in. But yeah, I loved Fortnite this year.
See, the thing with playing Fortnite is that I can consistently do very good in it.
Yes.
Whereas I play something like Apex, I get very mad and I stop playing it because I fucking die instantly. In Fortnite, we've won 5 games in a row multiple times now. So
I think that it's been nice that we've gone to play Siege, and me, you, and Jess will lose a game. 2 games are all right, do we just want to go play Fortnite instead? We'll go through a week where hey, we've just played Fortnite for 3 weeks. Maybe we should go play something else, and then we won't have fun. We're we should have just played fucking Fortnite, shouldn't we?
Fortnite it's a phenomenal free game.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And the
Yeah.
season passes, you definitely get your money's worth for the season pass. It's just crazy for the value of it versus others.
I just hate
Fortnite chilling with my homies.
I hate the building so much. I hate it.
That's why we're gonna burn them to the ground. Burn them to the ground.
And I'm over the Spider-Man flips. Get rid of the Spider-Man flips.
Just get rid of them.
Yeah, the Witch's Broom was fun. That was limited. You didn't go that far with it. You can easily shoot them, but these stupid Spider-Man webs drive me up a fucking wall.
Oh, let's launch you 200 feet in the air with no fall damage.
Yeah, exactly. You get no fall damage, and then we'll build a skyscraper. Awesome. And it's just, oh my god. All right. My chilling with the homies game 2021 was Halo.
Nice.
Halo, I didn't put Fortnite because I was trying to go with the game that came out in 2021. We definitely played a lot more Fortnite. I mean, it's valid. It's whatever you play with your friends. It doesn't fucking matter. But I was just trying to be more recent. But Halo multiplayer, phenomenal. I've not played the single player game of Halo yet, but I played a lot of Halo this year.
Yeah, it was like rock and paper scissors. I thought we bounced off Halo a little bit, but I do enjoy the shit out of it when we do have a bunch of us who are playing.
100%. And that Fiesta mode is a ton of fun.
Yes, it's permanent.
Oh, they brought it back.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful. Yeah. It's Halo like you remember. I mean, I liked Halo 5 multiplayer. It seems I'm in the minority there. But I thought that was they had a lot of flow to it. You moved faster because Halo is so fucking slow. In this game, they embrace that. You got the grappling hook, so you can zip around, fly around. You got you move fast. You can slide. It's way better. Yeah. Then you got rid of hook, and they made things like the power ups a lot more balanced, so you don't have you can't just abuse that pound shield, what the fuck that was in 4.
Oh my god, that was so dumb.
Or was that 4 or was that Reach? I don't remember, but they don't have the shit like that. You have the force field and stuff, but it's all a limited use number on your thing. You have to swap out. So if you want the grappling hook, you can take that over the other thing. So it's a good balance going on, and it has the traditional two gun, blow their shield, switch to the other gun, take them out, all that stuff. Solid fun, great version of Halo. Glad it's out. It's also free to play. I guess you'd have to be at this point, right?
Yeah, it's just a good way to get people to go buy the full game if they're into it, and I thought it was kind of genius. You
can't really charge for a multiplayer game like that one. No. You have things like Fortnite out there. All right, so Ceurvels, I heard your number one game is a game called Valheim.
Yeah, man, I can't sing its praise high enough, dude. May they hear me from the top of High Hrothgar all the way to some fucking, I don't know, Castle Grayskull or some shit. Valheim's awesome. I love Iron Gate games. You know, a lot of
You
people
had
are
me at
mad that they're
Grayskull.
not putting out. A lot of people are mad that they're not putting out content quick enough for the game. Meanwhile, I'm over here thinking that the content they have put out has been massive and at a decent pace for the fact that it's seriously like 5 people on the team. Like it's tiny.
Where are they based out of?
I don't know. I believe that they're European.
It's gotta be a Scando company, right? That sounds like
I think so.
a game that some Scandinavians would definitely make.
I think so, and it's all like very like true to Nordic culture, like and lore wise.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's super cool.
Yeah.
They have a lot of really cool stuff planned, and like I said, it's really well polished. Like even though it's not like you can kill the last boss, but it's not the full game.
Like
Early
Minecraft,
access is tricky. Yeah, man, early access is tricky.
I don't know how Assassin's Creed came out with a Viking game and made it so goddamn boring. Where this game sounds really fun.
Man, I don't know. And like I said, you know, like it's my game for chilling with the homies. But like, yeah, when you're just like when all you guys get in a boat and you sail off and the sun gets just right and the game looks real good and you all pull out the peace pipe while you sail because you have to like actually sail to another island. You know, so you're sitting there for like 15-20 minutes while you navigate the winds, like, you know, just sitting there and chatting away and just looking at the pretty game, and you get attacked by a serpent and you have to like freak out and somebody jumps off the boat and dies. Like,
Have you ever played Sea of Thieves?
I haven't, but I'll see if these nuts fit in your mouth.
Oh, yeah, classy. Walked right into that one.
The map for Valheim, I'm gonna give you guys some minor spoilers here, but it's a big circle. And I decided not to join in on this, but the homies decided they wanted to sail out to the edge and see what was there. And there is an edge, and they went over the edge and lost like days worth of like new valuable resources.
Oh no.
So
Yeah. And when you get near the end, like the water starts pulling you off the edge. Sorry, spoilers for anybody who hasn't been to the edge of the world in Valheim yet. But yeah,
so it's a lot like our planet.
The current and the wind start like blowing out to the abyss, and you just fall off and die.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and there's like fire raining from the sky. It's pretty intense, honestly. The Valheim's great.
Is Adele there?
Just rolling in the deep. I don't know. She might be.
Well, let's go on fire and rain, but
oh, I gotcha.
get my references, man. Brett.
Yeah, what's up?
What tickled your fancy? What was your number one game of the year, 2021?
Are we ready for it?
We're ready for it, baby.
Ratchet and Clank, baby.
They made a Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank, man.
I love that game series.
It bounced around a few weeks ago. It might have been Fight in Tight Spaces, and then Dreamscaper came around to me, and then my friend was nice enough to let me borrow his PS5, and the game just has made me...
When you have no games for the system, it's kind of easy to let it go for a while.
It's just fun. It's just a really good fucking game. Like, I find myself smiling a lot, and it's been rare that you can just, like, switching between weapons, the destruction in it. It's so pretty.
If you like that, you really should try the older ones. Like, I don't know.
I'll have to go
for sure, yeah.
But they're very silly.
The dialogue's good. It's just the game just feels so fucking good in different levels. Like the controller is, if anyone hasn't used the PS5 controller, it's like the how tight like some of the weapons were and how that stuff felt was all around. I just think I wish there was more games for a PS5, but if anyone could get a hold of Ratchet and Clank, it really is just, it's just so fucking good. I can't like praise it enough. I've been going back and forth on it, and just like I got like 4 hours and I'm like, yep, this is the game I want to play. Like, this is the game I wish I'd played earlier. It's so fucking good.
It's a game that's not afraid to be a video game.
Yes, it's a
it doesn't care that it's stupid. Exactly. You notice my trends of games is usually games that are just stupid as video games. I don't care about your Red Deads or your Last of Us. I want to play Ratchet and Clank and Ape Escape.
The dialogue's fun. It's just like I usually like will listen to a dialogue. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. But this one is just like it's entertaining. Just like the interactions between the robot going, "Will you be my best friend?" And just stupid shit like that just really usually turns me off. But they have it like the ambient talking and stuff like that. It was just like thinking, it made me remind myself of like if I was a 12-year-old again, I was like, I would dig the fuck out of this game. Like that's how I think of it. It's just like as a 37-year-old, can I sit down and would like the 10 or 12-year-old me enjoy the shit out of this? And if I can go back to that moment, like, why the fuck are you not playing games? I don't think enough games do that, and this game captures that for me.
100%.
It's a video game, like Tom said.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, what's your number one? Tell us. Here we go. Drum roll.
Tom.
All right. Ceurvels, I think you might actually like this game. I would probably suggest it to you. You play as a little bird, you see. You have a sword, and you go around and you try to collect souls.
Yeah. It's a good game. I've heard of it, I think.
I think you would like it. Death's Door, #1 game.
Yeah. No, it's really good.
It's an isometric game. You play as an adorable little bird. I think you're a raven, maybe a crow, whatever is the more soulsy one is like. Death one.
I think I don't know if I don't remember if they specify or not. I think you're
probably a crow. Yeah, it's probably a crow. You got your crow with your little oversized sword. You walk around and it looks adorable.
He's
very
so freaking cute.
It has
I haven't played it yet.
You definitely should. It's like yeah,
go, Tom. No, go.
Go.
The whole thing is, you walk around this really beautifully designed world. You get in little arenas. You have your roll, dodge, counterattack, upgrade your abilities, kind of fighting. You collect your currency to upgrade your souls. You go to a adorable little fake office kind of like setting to go turn in your stuff and get more things. Your little hub world there. You keep adding to your hub world. You unlock more doors to go back to different, as your fast travel, to go back in different areas to go back and get stuff you missed. It has 3 main sections and a final section. All the bosses are really cool. The story is pretty interesting. It's kind of touching.
Yeah, I really did like the story with the creepy lock-faced god.
Yeah. Who are you? Yeah, you're irrelevant. You're a little crow. Go back and do your job.
Yeah, and you get to see all the different previous gods, or they're not. Are they gods? It's kind of implied that they're godlike.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I don't know what else to say about it. It's just an adorable little game, a small little studio, game.
There is something to say about it. Is the sushi restaurant where the fishermen. There's a sushi restaurant where you can go in the game and get sushi, and there's a fisherman who serves you the sushi, and you would never believe that the fisherman is actually somebody else in disguise. I don't want to spoil who he is, but my God, I love the little fisherman. It's so funny.
See, fish, it's coming back. Seals the game. #1. Can't catch fish though, unfortunately. Death's Door is a fantastic game. You should play it. Shame on you, Brett. Shame on you.
I didn't even know about it. I had not heard about it until I listened to another podcast's Game of the Year, and I feel like I missed out. I don't know how. It seems like a super Brett game, and I have no idea how the fuck I missed it.
It was an absolutely adorable experience.
It's kind of like
with great combat.
Yeah, the combat's really good. I think it's isometric, like you said, and it's like you're. I hate saying Demon Souls, like it's so fucking trite at this point, but you kind of want to roll, dodge them, get them from the sides and stuff.
Yeah,
it's got
intense combat. It's got gripping combat. Like you really do need to pay attention. And
yeah, I wouldn't call it hard. It's just it's very much focused around pattern recognition.
I would say there are some parts that are hard. The upgrades, getting some of those upgrade bosses were pretty tough.
Yeah, a lot of bullet hell-esque boss fights.
Yeah, a lot of like perfect time dodges and stuff.
There's a perfect dodge bonus in this game, right? If you do a perfect dodge, you get a buff. I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, it's a cute little crow. It's adorable.
Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely.
Last I checked,
so fucking adorable.
Last I checked, you cannot buy a plush of that crow, and I think it's a missed opportunity.
Oh, that is a totally missed opportunity.
It did come with a vinyl soundtrack, though.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to pick that up. Yeah, the music's good. The visuals are great. Yeah, that is my number 2 game. I mean, if I didn't spend 450 hours on Valheim, Death's Door would have stood a higher place. But I mean, I just can't. Like, my gameplay proves that I clearly think a certain way about Valheim, right?
Jokes on you guys, but number 1 was actually Metroid Dread.
Actually, it was It Takes Two.
It Takes Two. Best family game.
I am kind of disappointed I missed out on that. That did look like a fun game.
It's 15 minutes or whatever. Fucking 8 minutes or whatever.
12 minutes? I didn't play that. I saw a preview of it, forgot it existed, and it actually came out, and everybody just said how fucking trash it was. And I'm like, oh man. What happened to that game they announced at that Xbox E3? It was called like Last Night or something. It was like that 2D, like, it was kind of like a noir, cyberpunk-y looking thing. And I think the guy said something stupid on Twitter one time. I don't know what the hell happened with that, but that game just disappeared. Whatever happened to that?
I have no idea, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right. So with our last going out bit is our most anticipated thing of 2022.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, dude. Silk Song. I want
Silk Song isn't out yet?
Silk Song, there's no news about Silk Song. There's no fucking news about Silk Song. There's no release date. So it's my most anticipated game overall. Is it my most anticipated game for 2022? I don't know. I fucking hope so.
Is that the follow-up to Hollow Knight?
Yes. That's the Hollow Knight spin-off / sequel. Okay. Where you control, I can't even remember the character's name. She's super cute though. The anti-Hollow Knight, who's your ally in Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight.
Yeah,
Hollow Knight.
But as I said, like there's no news on Silk Song. We don't even know if it's going to be a 2022 release. But I am also really looking forward to Elden Ring. We got like 5 days now, or not to date the podcast, but yeah, it's going to come out here any day now, and I'm quite excited. I'm probably going to play it offline because there's been some vulnerabilities with the Dark Souls stuff.
Oh, that's going to be patched. There's no way they really do that.
Yeah, they say that, but I'm going to play it offline anyway. Mostly just because it's going to be real hot at the beginning, and I don't want to get invaded. I want to actually experience the game and the world. And I'm not into the Dark Souls for the PvP. That's not why I play.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
That's me though.
Yeah.
I do like jolly cooperation. I'm not like when somebody invades. It's just I don't. People who invade in that game are generally trolls and assholes, right? Like, I'm gonna fucking ruin this guy's day. Like I don't want to open up my game to people who want to ruin my day. You know what I mean? That's really what it comes down to. I don't want that energy in my day.
Troll that run horse porn exe into your computer.
What are you looking forward to, Brett?
There's Tiny Tina's coming out this year.
I think
that's gonna be fun. It will kill some time. And there's another game that's like this action RPG that looks like a dark, like Western game called Evil West. That looks pretty fucking cool.
I think I've heard of that.
I think it might be the year of pretty decent action RPGs not named Devil May Cry, which is cool because I think if
Devil May Cry's on an action RPG. Devil May Cry's on an action RPG.
I like the leveling system, like that whole like collect orbs and shit like that. Like,
I would say it's an action
hack and slash.
RPG.
Yeah, it's not
RPG. Bleedish. Tom already knows. Like I always ask if he's like, "Go play Dragon's Dogma" or something like that. And I'm looking just for like that Ninja Gaiden type game shit again, where I'm just like beating the shit out of stuff and unlocking some ridiculous ability where at some point I'm just like jumping down and killing like 800 enemies like fucking via what's that game? Dynasty Warriors. So yeah, those are the two I'm really looking forward to.
That new Fire Emblem White Dynasty Warriors was announced. That's coming up pretty soon too. I'm pretty excited about that.
A very underrated game.
Yeah, the Nintendo Dynasty Warrior games are really good. Both of the Hyrule Warriors and the Fire Emblem are all solid games.
Really fucking good.
Good thing about the Tiny Tina game, it's probably going to be the game that gets Brie to play computer games with us again.
Yes, it will.
Remember when she played video games with us?
You know what? Fucking, I might have to get on that too, because Borderlands is like it's fine. It's more about like that's a with the homies game, right?
For sure.
Yep, exactly.
Like playing Borderlands by yourself, meh. But playing Borderlands with the homies, playing Tiny Tina with the homies.
Now I'm only in for Borderlands for the writing.
Exactly. It's very good, solid writing.
Oh yeah, I love wall sphincters. That's a funny joke. That's great. Oh, Butt Stallion. Oh man,
Butt Stallion, man.
Oh, let's just bring it back. Let's just bring it back to the sequel. It's just so fucking funny. We had to bring it back 30 years later. It's such a fresh joke.
Talk about Butt Stallion over and over again. See how many times it's just Butt Stallion, Butt Stallion.
Yeah, I love Borderlands 1, but fucking Borderlands 2, man.
I will say the phrase "butt stallion" on its own is pretty good. It's like cellar door. It's just a
What?
It's a nice. I don't know. It's got like a nice mouthfeel. But
cellar door is a mouthfeel word.
No,
but homunculus. That's a pretty fun word.
Oh, dude. I've been coming here since I was a homunculus. Oh, you know what? Can we talk real quick about Smiling Friends? I know this is Game of the Year, but if you haven't seen Smiling Friends on Cartoon Network or Hulu or HBO, whatever, if you haven't, go watch Smiling Friends. Good Lord, that show is. Go watch.
I remember hearing about this. Was you? Were you talking about it?
It was probably me. It's Smiling Friends is Michael Cusack and Psychic Pebbles, who are Michael Cusack did the Australian Rick and Morty episode.
Oh God, really? I love that episode.
Yeah. That's Michael Cusack, and Psychic Pebbles is an old Newgrounds guy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and they get that Harry Partridge is in the show.
What?
Yeah, Harry Partridge voices a few characters. Chris Oni-NG, Chris O'Neill, he voices a few characters, and he wrote the theme. Yeah, it's a love letter to some old school Newgrounds shit. It's absolutely hilarious. I know it's not a video game, but I can't stop watching Smiling Friends. It's so funny.
That's awesome. Wow.
The Australian Rick and Morty is like one of the most quotable things in the past 20 years. Gotta get me cube.
Yeah. If you think that's great, you'll really like Smiling Friends.
Okay, I didn't know that was
Jerry Jackson films. What's his name? David Firth voices a character, but he uses his Jerry Jackson voice. The Salad Fingers guy.
Yeah.
He uses his he uses his Jerry Jackson voice for a character in the show.
Yeah. Now I have to watch
The premise is they go around and make people smile. They're the Smiling Friends.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Shenanigans ensue.
Okay. So my game anticipated of the year 2022, this current year that we're in. Spoilers, this is not December 31st like we made you believe.
Ha!
Yeah. Joke's on you guys.
Got you, nerds.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Turns out. Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin is my most anticipated game. That is not Gran Turismo 7. I still don't believe Gran Turismo 7 is ever going to come out. So
no.
I'm sticking with the Stranger of Paradise. It is a weird, strange retelling of the first Final Fantasy game in my understanding of what it is. There was a demo of it I want to say last fall. And it's a game that is made by the team who made Neo. The the Souls-like game that came out on the PlayStation 4 and the PC.
PlayStation.
And what I played of that demo, I enjoyed very much. And I'm also a stupid idiot Final Fantasy fan. I love those games, so I am very excited for this game. If you like your Neo mixed with stupid Final Fantasyisms.
That actually might be interesting. I've been seeing ads for it. I think I might check it out too.
Jack Garland.
Jack Bandit.
Hey, Garland will knock you down. Right? Isn't that what he says?
Who knows?
Jack
Stupid
Bandit.
as hell. Anything Nomura touches is just stupid as hell. I embrace the stupidity. Like Kingdom Hearts, I was in for the ride, baby. Stupid series.
You just have to just shut your brain off and mash the controller.
Yeah, you see Mickey, Donald, and Goofy with some dork are fighting this guy who cloned himself 17 times and fought in the Great Keyblade War and opened up Kingdom Hearts where all good hearts are. What is this?
In Keyblades, a blade that's not a blade.
Oh no, there's no blade on those keys. It's blunt as hell. You will get concussed. Oh, what a stupid series.
But at least they have cool particle effects.
Yeah, those games are beautiful. Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PS2 is still like mind blowing for me on the being a PS2 game. Crazy.
It's a great game.
Good stuff.
Is it great? I'm always in argument with myself. Like I love those games. And they play so well, but they're so fucking stupid.
Yeah, I guess calling it great might maybe not be the best use of the word great.
In terms of gameplay, they are great. I'll give you that.
Yeah, no, I mean they're.
The storylines are terrible though. That's the only thing. It's like they're so fun, but it's just trying to figure out. It's like it's Destiny before Destiny.
They are a beautiful train wreck.
Exactly.
All right, we calling it here?
I think so. I
think that's the game of the year.
Let's see if
we had a
go watch Smiling Friends.
I will.
Good Master Games.
Will Bree like that though? It might be too stupid for her. I don't think she'd like it.
She might like it. It's not stupid. They didn't make it for Newgrounds people explicitly. They wanted to make a show anyone could enjoy.
All right. She hates Rick and Morty, if that helps.
It's not very Rick and Morty.
All right, that's good.
I can't stand Rick and Morty.
You're just not smart enough.
Oh,
I just knew that Australian Rick and Morty would be the easiest reference for Michael Cusack. Like, I don't know a ton of his other work.
Thought a bush wizard.
They're okay. I just don't get. It's one of those things that I feel like I didn't understand why everyone was losing their shit about. Like I understand why people like it, but it felt like I was broken when I didn't get it. Like Breath of the Wild. Like some people are just they're just dumb. They're just take shit way too seriously. I think a lot of Rick and Morty fans are just like they're like people who do top 10 lists on games for 2021.
Top 5, yeah. My friend. Man, I had Chilling with the Bros. I'm down to earth.
Chilling with my bro game of the year, doing the 2021 list.
My game of the year involved a little cute crow. Come on.
It was a really good game.
My gaming moment of the year is Tom realizing that he forgot to include Metroid.
I can't believe I forgot Metroid. Mamma mia!
I played the demo and I could not get into it.
Wait, Metroid game? Oh fuck! I forgot Metroid.
That was a game I played and I recorded 18 hours of video for.
We talked about it 2 weeks ago. You're like, "That's in my top 10 list," and we got to it finally.
It's definitely in my top 10 list.
Oh, it must be number 1. And then he's like,
"I don't know, man. Necromunda. It's a fun game. Give it a shot." If you like your first-person shooters with a little spice of jank in there, then you want to play that Necromunda.
Oh, fuck. I forgot Metroid. Priceless. Oh, I'm dying.
All right. I'm going to stop recording at least. I don't know if you guys want to keep the chill.
That's good.
All right, everybody. See you next year.
I'm still playing.
See you next year. Yeah, we'll podcast soon. Woo, next week.
Woo.